Yeah, there we go.
Hello. Hey everybody, how's it going?
Am I unmuted for once? Yes, I am.
Oh, for once,
Yeah.
Spoon is not muted. And right out the gate, Ornu for 20 just gave us 20
Oh, I
bucks
haven't
and
started
a
yet.
message. What?
What now?
Wait, hello? Are we on?
Yes, we're on.
Oh, well, you just confused me.
What did
Thank
I
you.
do?
You made it sound like we weren't live.
I didn't do anything. Stop blaming
No,
me.
you just confused me, that's all.
It's
Thank
because
you,
you're easily
Ornu, though, by the
confused.
way. I'm already the stream's going off the rails, though. Anyway, so I think we should probably get into what I'm sure is your favorite topic of all time.
Gonna be a bit like a Spoon is going on a grammar rant at the moment. Am I? Where am I going to grammar filled rant? Am I?
Oh no, you don't do that live. You wait till the I know stream's off to say gamer
Oh.
words. Only because I tell you you're not allowed. That's
Well, I can't say game words?
Not allowed to say gamer words.
Why?
No gamer words. Because it's not YouTube. Disavow. Mommy Susan doesn't like it. Okay. Please no. Mommy Susan doesn't like it. If you're going to say that, whoa. Actually, hang on. You gotta wait a little bit. You can't say that shit as soon as you.
All I did is I was muted during all of that. You're fine.
Oh my god. So I was just freaking out at nothing.
Yes, cool. Yes, you were.
Fuck you. I hate you so much. All right.
I can see it right here though. Like if I'm muted, then yeah. Hold on a second. This thing is really loud.
Okay. So.
Yeah, it's probably a bit better.
What I was going to say, though, is the topic that everyone's been talking about, of course, for the last couple of days, that Spoon, I'm sure, is very excited to talk about, is that Elon Musk bought the majority stakeholder or shareholder position in Twitter.
Oh, a white South African triggers the entire world's leftists. Oh, it just it gives me a warm feeling in my tummy.
I know it does. I gave you the show map, but I'll just go through it. So
it is great, isn't
it? What do you have in your mouth?
It's a piece
Elon's
of chocolate.
dick. Oh, try to keep it out of your mouth for just a few minutes. I know he's your countryman, but that's not.
Calm down, you pervert.
So, got the article up.
Hold on.
Yeah, not the majority. Sorry, he's the largest shareholder at 9.6%. I believe is correct. And he kind of, which we'll get into. I believe he kind of implied that he'll keep buying more of it. And I can't remember who said this. I was listening to someone else stream, I think yesterday or the day before. It said that is kind of a interestingly powerful move he could make with that. Is that he could buy more, or Twitter could listen to him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If Twitter just listens and does what he wants, which, by the way, as far as I can tell, the only thing he said publicly so far about this is, do you want an edit button? I have mixed feelings on that. I guess we can get into it. And then the only other thing that I can guess is that I do know that Elon is a big fan of free speech and might want Twitter to walk back some of their explicitly anti-free speech stuff. But I'm not sure how that gets implemented. The edit button, what's your opinion on that, on Twitter having an edit button?
Oh, God, away.
I don't really care. The only thing is that I think it makes it easier for people to change stupid shit they've said instead of just, deleting their tweet or whatever. As long as it says edited on X date, and maybe if you can go see the original tweet.
Oh, okay, no. Okay, you haven't read on this then. He said they want to do like a timer to prevent that very thing. Like you got like a 5 to 10 minute window.
He responded to somebody on Twitter who suggested that, and he said it was a good idea. Yeah, which I agree with.
Oh.
And that's a pretty much perfect way of solving it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is capped at 14%. Realm of Great Word. Oh, so he can buy up to 14%, but.
So he's basically just gonna slowly encroach and buy a whole.
Well, unless they just listen. unless they just listen. It might have been Sargon who brought that up. So
Yeah,
I
there
don't
was.
listen to
Yeah,
other
there
people
was.
talk about stuff.
It wasn't Sargon who brought it up, but it was someone who
Someone on Lotus
tweeted
Eaters,
at
I think.
him.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that here's a bunch of things that he can do, which was really funny because it looked like a plain.
And it should reconnect. There we go. Oh, I
Is
got a
it working
thingy.
again now?
What says excellent connection now? Are we back?
I don't know. You tell me.
I think so. I don't know, guys. Okay, we're back. I think Spoon's OBS crashed.
Stupid thing. OBS is really awesome.
For once, it's not my fault. Anywho,
Blame the crappy
that was just
software. It's
OBS.
sure as hell not my machine.
No. It's not Spoon's internet or machine. That was just OBS being shit. Anywho, let's get back into it.
No, great. Now I gotta set up all the bloody things again.
What?
Now I gotta set up all the bloody things again.
Oh, it looks okay.
No.
Well, all right. While you do that, I'll continue reading this article. We didn't even have it up. We probably cut out. So the article we're reading is perhaps the most intriguing element of Musk's suddenly powerful purge within Twitter is what it means for former President Donald Trump, who's been banned from the site since early 2021 in the wake of Jan 6 riot at the Capitol. The interesting shit is that all of these articles, but CNN is the reason I use CNN because they're like the quintessential left-leaning outlet, is that everyone is seemingly only concerned or primarily concerned with Donald Trump and whether or not he gets reinstated on Twitter. And I know you're busy with some stuff here, but I actually don't know if that it should happen, and I'll tell you why, or why I think that. I understand why everyone wants Trump back on Twitter. He's hilarious, and it's the way that he most easily was able to, communicate with the public. But at the same time, the left, and particularly the left media, has been floundering ever since they kicked Trump off Twitter. I think it was a strange double-edged sword on their part that, they were all rejoicing and celebrating and clapping and cheering that, oh, we've finally banished the evil that was here. Now we can have a nice safe space on Twitter without that nasty orange man. But the second he's gone, they realize, oh, wait a minute, what are we supposed to talk about now if we can't talk about Trump? So, what do you think? I've at least found it curious.
That they won't bring him back?
No, that all these left-leaning outlets, all they are talking about is is Elon going to bring Trump back? Is Elon going to bring Trump back?
Do you know why they're doing that?
Because I think they want Trump back really, really bad.
I think the reason why I think they want to do that is because they want to give the impression that Trump wants to get back on Twitter so that they don't look desperate. I think that's the reason why they're saying. The reason why they're saying is because if you look at this one, they say, hold on, let me look at this because I swear this is the article. Nigel Ng just says, like, there we go. There, Trump misses Twitter badly. I don't think that's true. CNN, the one that you linked.
Oh, I know.
Yes, but I don't believe
CNN thinks that.
I don't believe that's the case. I think CNN misses Trump.
I agree 100%.
Because when he left them, their ratings were in the gutter.
Yes,
really
when there was
badly hurt.
Precisely.
Yeah.
When Trump was gone, all of these left-leaning outlets, their ratings tanked. I mean, to be fair,
badly.
Fox News took a hit too, but it was the smallest hit of any of them. Because CNN had just turned into the hate Trump channel. Yeah. That's all it was.
Yeah. It was Trump TV.
So, it all became Trump TV. What is going on with it? What's his thing called again? Truth Social or whatever?
Yeah. No, that hasn't really taken off.
Is it even live?
I think it's live, but there's a lot of
Oh, is it only for phone too?
There's a lot of waiting period. Yeah, I don't think it's actually available on PC or anything, which is kind of fucking stupid, Trump, to be honest.
I'm signed up for Trump's mailing list, which really a mistake.
And it's only American, which is really worse.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, I think it's only American.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Makes sense.
No, that's not. That's gay.
Well, if you're just saying like this is just an American social media site for Americans, that way you don't have a bunch of, let's say Chinese people, Chinese bots and shills. Remember when they were, or Russian bots? Remember the left was very concerned about Russian bots. Well, I guess you're not gonna
Yeah,
have any
yeah,
Russian
because
bots on Truth Social.
Putin has so much influence in the rest of the entire fucking world.
Oh my God, I
He
know.
lives rent-free in every fucking leftist head.
Which one, Putin or Trump or both?
Both.
Yeah, both.
More Putin, I think, than Trump at this point, because,
Putin right now
yeah.
because of current events, obviously. But
I saw that Uncle Roger video that you sent me.
Which one?
What was he making?
Was it the fried rice one?
Yeah, the fried rice one. But at the end, it showed like his stand-up thing, and he was praising Putin, saying Putin got rid of the masks because of Putin. He was like, Uncle Roger, pro-Russia. And he was just joking because he said, "No, I've got all of these people on Twitter telling me to kill myself, and their avatars are all like Japanese anime characters, and I can't take you seriously." Like, that's a base guy. There's a guy who just looks at you and is like, "I can't take you seriously because all your avatars are anime. It's just weird." Fucking based.
Yeah, Nigel's a funny guy.
Yeah.
Spoon had never seen any Uncle Roger videos, so I showed him one yesterday.
He's funny.
Yeah. And if you have not seen Uncle Roger, then check him out if you like cooking and shitposts. But
he's
anyway.
actually disturbingly based. I'm actually amazed he's got so many followers, because he openly says that he openly said that feminism has not hit Thailand yet, and that's why he likes Thailand so much. And he said that British women are frigid and Thai women can fuck more. Like, he openly says this. Like,
to be fair, he gets weird because he's playing a character and because he's not white, but and an immigrant, but still.
I can do most of those.
Well, you're an immigrant, and you're an African.
Yes.
But
you prefer Uncle Ruckus. I also prefer Uncle Ruckus.
Will the new majority shareholder return freedom of speech to Twitter? Asked Georgia Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene, who had a verified account suspended by Twitter earlier this year. Oh, it will require courage because the regime is heavily investing in a certain industry, and threats will undoubtedly come. Yet the freedom of speech restored will enable us to defeat them, us all to defeat them. I don't know. What? That's a quote. He is quoting.
If I say gamer words, I'm muted. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Oh. Why was it quoting Uncle Ruckus?
I'm not gonna quote the F and N word on here. Don't worry.
Okay. Twitter said this week that no changes to its ban policy were immediately forthcoming, and that Musk's addition to the company board wouldn't change that. Quote, "Our policy decisions are not determined by the board or shareholders, and we have no plans to reverse any policy decisions," the company said in a statement.
Can I just say for a second?
Fine, at least for now.
That is why their company sucks.
Yeah.
It's because you don't fucking listen to the board or the shareholders. Like, they're the whole people that drive your freaking profit. So if you don't listen to them, what is the point of them in the first place? Serious.
Well, just clearly Twitter. Okay. Twitter and YouTube more specifically, but Twitter and YouTube have not for a very long time given a damn about profit. You know?
No, they operate at a loss.
Yes, both of them operate at a loss. Twitter less so, I think. And I'm pretty sure Musk bought at a dip, like a pretty big stock dip.
Yes,
Twitter.
And then his purchase alone made it go up.
Well, yeah. The thing is, though, is that if you could just just doing a little stock market memery.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what he's going to do.
I don't think he is either. I
but
really don't think
that is actually an amazing amount of power that he has. That just because he's Elon Musk, he could buy any stock that's low and it would immediately rise just because he bought it.
Yeah.
Which is insane. That is disturbing. You know how easily he could increase his wealth? He could just buy shit and it will just appreciate in value. Like overnight.
Back when the Wall Street bet stuff was going on, I think he talked about some either stock or some crypto, and it popped off just because he talked about it.
Oh yeah, Dogecoin.
So, was it Doge? Oh, you're right, it was Doge. Yeah.
This is why I was like watching John Irola, who's on fucking TYT. He just said he just like bump and dump stocks with crypto, and I went, when the hell did Elon Musk do that? I recall once he mentioned crypto, and he said thinking about buying Dogecoin. I'm like, that was it. I don't remember him speaking about crypto in any other point.
Talked about it.
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't like. The thing is actually like, if people aren't aware of this, there's a huge. I'm sure many of you in the audience are. There's a huge issue with people on YouTube and Twitter who are influencers, right? who get paid essentially in crypto to shill a crypto coin where there's like a certain amount or whatever. They shill it out and they go, everybody, you like my content. I got a really good, like Logan Paul and those kinds of guys do this shit. You gotta check out this brand new, really cool crypto coin or meme token or whatever. It's about to pop off. Go buy some right now. That person is paid in a whole bunch of coin and just paid in general by whatever company invented it. And then they basically just immediately fucking dump as soon as people start buying it. So it's this gigantic scam that a whole bunch of YouTubers have engaged in. And if you have not checked out CoffeeZilla, he's got a whole bunch of videos on them, on these different scams that have taken place. That's a scam, okay? That's a pump and dump. Like they do happen. I don't think Elon debating about like maybe I'll buy some Doge is a pump and dump scam. People get very
I get the
twitchy
feeling
about
the way
about
this is
economic and
going,
financial advice. You know what I mean?
I get the
For good
feeling
reason.
there's going to be so much of this, as far as like coin buying all over the world, that it's
Well, you know why?
yeah, but well, because it's trying to replace normal currency.
Because normal current. How's that going? How's that inflation going? People are wanting
Ask
to take
the
their
Russian ruble.
Whew, I think it's worth what, a cent now, less than a penny.
Well, it's stabilized again.
Is it stabilized? It got down really low for a little bit.
Yeah, the sanctions have done fuck all. The fact that the Russian ruble has recovered so quickly, there's a few left-leaning websites going, we should really talk about the fact that the sanctions are doing fucking nothing.
There's
Yeah.
I think I forgot to put this in the show plan, but
Louis and
it looks
Sargon,
like they just real quick, it looks like the West is also gonna basically threaten India also to not work with Russia.
yeah, so this is how the American empire will try to use its muscle and then come to the realization that it doesn't have the muscle it once had. It's atrophied. And now, that's a fancy word for muscle loss, for those of you who don't know anything about fitness. And they're going to realize that we're kind of fucked. We don't have the power we once had, and then other countries are going to go, this is now what you get for bullying us, and now we're going to fucking bully you.
Yeah, we'll get...
And I would not blame the likes of Russia or China or India to just like, no, we're going to turn the screws. Fuck you.
No, I don't really have anything on the Russian sanctions, so now might be a decent time to pull this up while we're talking about the Elon stuff. I mean, I don't think there's anything else in this particular CNN article. The main reason I wanted to bring up CNN is because of how much they focus on Trump in this article. The rest of the article is, consider how this slow-moving disaster that's Truth Social, Trump's much-touted conservative alternative to Twitter. It sucks. Reuters reported earlier this week that the top two executives of Truth Social had left their position. It's long been clear, as I wrote when Trump first announced Truth Social, that the world, even the conservative pro-Trump world, were not clamoring for another social media site targeted at them. That is true.
Yeah, that's true.
Trump is currently strapped to the sinking ship with no good way off, after all. Whatever. Here's the point.
It's not really sinking, it hasn't really left the harbor.
The whole CNN article about Elon Musk buying Twitter...
There's more mentioned Trump than there is Twitter.
It's about Trump.
Yes.
It's about Trump.
Yes, because they clearly miss Trump.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah, it's more of a focus on Trump than Musk, yeah.
The line in this article, and there's this, Trump clearly misses Twitter badly, as you mentioned. No, I don't think so.
Don't you love that this is very subtle, but don't you like that there's a whole paragraph just devoted to that single sentence?
Oh, I know. Right, because they need to highlight that how much Trump is a big whiny piss baby and wants to be back on Twitter. It's like, I actually think you want him to be back.
Yes,
but okay.
Absolutely, they want him to be back.
Right.
I don't think Trump gives a shit about Twitter. Like, if he gave that much of a shit, then he would try to get back on and he wouldn't make his own. And invest fucking billions in it. Or millions rather, sorry. So I don't really believe it's so much about Trump wanting to get back on Twitter. I think it is because those people are desperate because their ratings are really gay.
They need it.
Yes. Yeah, like No Leaf just said, reinstating Trump might save their industry. Yeah, because he's their lifeline.
It might.
He's their drug.
Oh, I know. They are.
I have so many good jokes for this.
Quit you. I wish I knew how to quit you.
Yeah. No, I can't quit you. Yeah, fucking Led Zeppelin in the background.
It really is how they act.
I have so many good jokes for this, and it annoys me because they're all in the video that we make.
You can reuse your... Look, probably, to be fair, probably most people who watch this stream also watch your videos, but
Yes. I have a lot of spicy videos. I said so the guy in the video that I'm doing is on TYT, and he's black and clearly a flaming homosexual. And flamboyant homosexuals piss me the fuck off. I hate them with a passion because they're attention seeking. If you want to be like Douglas Murray or Stephen Fry, totally cool. But if you're that irritating, that kind, then I hate you because you're just that attention seeking. I can't stand that.
What I find, and I'm using this word very intentionally, what I find queer about that behavior is gay people have done so much to be like, all these stereotypes about gay people, they're wrong, you shouldn't stereotype people, and then they stereotype themselves.
Yeah, like to a massive degree.
It's one thing if you're really aware of it, like Milo. Milo, well, he's not gay anymore, I guess, but he was
but
very,
he calls himself that word himself, so it doesn't.
Right.
The punch is gone.
That's what I mean when you're very, very
self-aware. Yeah, or David Starkey, like Sam just said.
Or David Starkey. When you're very aware of it, I think it's fine. But when people are clearly like not aware of what a walking stereotype they are, it's like I don't think that's. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's
like what. I mean, like the Hodgmans, they can make fun of black stereotypes and not give a shit because they're not offended by it. But it
they're
would be
barely
like
making the fucking mark though.
I know, but it would be like a black pundit, like a black pundit, like unironically talking about chicken and watermelon and stuff, and like this is my culture, my identity, and just like what are you doing? Like that's so weird. That's so maybe it's because.
That is a really great stereotype to have, to be honest, is that you're known for eating
chicken and watermelon?
Yeah, because if you said that to a kid, like these particular people like chicken and watermelon, as a kid you go, I also like that. That's fun. We hang out. That's literally how you would react as a kid.
Just fried chicken and watermelon's great. I just had watermelon today.
Yeah, because I think the same thing. Like, when people say that, like there's a joke about Dave Chappelle said, if you don't like chicken and watermelon, there's something wrong with you. Like, yeah, I agree. Because that's great food.
But it's just,
I
don't know. It would be weird if I mean the race and sexuality things are obviously different, but
I
do find it weird when people are just like living walking stereotypes.
Yeah, like
and Riley Bobo did say that. Yeah, Riley Bobo did say that of course stereotypes don't fall out of the sky; they came from somewhere. Exactly, but we're well aware of them. And if at least for me, if I particularly as a public figure, I would try to avoid some of those stereotypes. Do you know what I mean? Or just not to be a walking manifestation of them. If you're aware that the group that you're a part of has the stereotype, I feel like you're probably better served to be taken seriously if you don't play up every possible element of that stereotype.
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on the person. Blair White plays up very like catty girl, like mean girl stereotype.
Or if your stereotype is actually bad, because I think if it's a good one, then it's fine.
Right. I guess it depends on the stereotype.
I'm Asian. I'm really good at engineering. Like, okay, that's totally fine.
Well, there's something called stereotype lift. There's two elements of that. There's one thing called stereotype lift and stereotype threat. So stereotype lift is Asian people who are good at math. And the unfortunate thing that happens with stereotype lift, in theory,
expectation.
Is that that then you put yourself to high expectations. So there'll be some Asian people, for example, who will go, but I'm not good at math, so
I feel like if you were an Asian though, and that was the case, because you're known for being good, the immediate response would be, what are you good at then?
It can cause psychological distress in people who don't live up to the stereotype, and it pushes them to be.
I think in their case, it's their parents being.
Right, it pushes them to part of it's Asian parents. Let's be clear.
Yes.
Let's be real. Like that's partially
you must be 5 years old and play violin.
Yeah, that's partially Asian family structure and traditionalism in terms of very large focus on
excellence,
living up to your parents' excellent and living up to parents' expectations. But then stereotype threat is of course the opposite, where it's like, well, women are bad drivers, so why should I bother getting good at driving a car? Do you know what I mean?
I never actually thought about that.
That's stereotype threat, and you hear far more about that than stereotype lift, because that's like, well, people will often use stereotype threat and the fact that it does exist as an explanation, for example, like why Black people don't achieve as much, and they'll in terms of wealth and
Are you
education
actually asking me
outcomes.
that question because you want me to give an answer?
No, I'm not asking you a question. I'm saying that is an argument that
That's
is
like,
used
give me a
predominantly by people on the
spicy
left
answer.
to explain why there's a disparity between the outcomes in education, in jobs, in income between blacks and whites, and they'll say, well, it's because we have stereotypes about black people that make them think that they can't possibly be as successful as white people, so they don't even try, and then that's what creates that outcome. I think that probably does exist to some degree, and there's research on that shows that it exists to some degree. But there's been the kind of leveling off, right? So since the Civil Rights Act, we have seen a decrease in disparity, an increase in parity between black people and white people in terms of economic
George
outcomes.
Johnson
But
answered a
there's
question there in chat. He said,
Hmm?
stereotypes as a form of medic pathogen.
No, stereotypes are cognitive heuristics. So it's
But I can
what
see
Riley
them a
said
medic pathogen
earlier.
argument. I can sort of see the
Possibly.
case for it.
I think, yeah, maybe you could call heuristics a type of mimetic pathogen as well. A cognitive heuristic is a natural part of the human neurological cognitive evolutionary process. We developed this as a necessity to
Increase in
survive.
parity.
Parity. Close
Parity.
enough.
But parity
Yes,
is funny.
parity. I know. The whole cognitive heuristics are the best basic way to explain them is if you've ever seen a stick in the if you've ever seen a stick in the grass, or have you ever seen like a piece of black fluff flying by and you think, oh, the stick in the grass, and then you jump back, you think it's a snake, or a piece of fluff, you think it's a spider. That's because it's a natural evolutionary response to stimuli that is paracognitive. It happens without thinking about it, really. So it's just called a snap judgment or snap response, right?
You ever felt that while you were sleeping?
What?
A fear of... Have you ever felt like you're falling while you're sleeping?
Dude, that happened to me like just 2 days ago. I
Yeah.
woke up after feeling like I was falling to the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently
that's
it's because we used to sleep in trees.
That would be interesting. Yeah, I'm sure
that's apparently because when we used to sleep in trees, that was a jolt to keep you from falling.
right. Interesting.
Because I've had that before, and I've actually kicked violently before. Just fucking hell. I think I do that in my sleep. Half the time I wake up and the duvet is half of it is off the bed. Like, how do I sleep?
Bill and I have this constant fight because I don't know what I do in my sleep, but somehow, first of all, I weigh like 115, maybe like 120 pounds, and Bill weighs like closer. He weighs almost probably like twice my weight, but somehow I managed to always just like pull. We've got a bunch of covers, like really heavy covers, and somehow in my sleep I like gain Herculean strength and pull them all over off the side on my side. I don't know how I do this.
Every
I
girl does
legitimately
this,
don't know.
though.
I don't know how. It's just a woman
This is a thing
thing.
that, yeah, females have a tendency to pull the entire fucking duvet to their side. We don't know why.
I have no idea why that happens. I have no idea why.
I think the only way to mitigate that is because if a girl cuddles a guy, then she doesn't need to pull anything off because the biggest thing she has on is the guy.
I don't know how I do it because it's hard enough for me. Like seriously, when I'm awake, it's hard enough for me to like. We have that many heavy covers. It's difficult enough for me to move them all at once.
Have you
when
ever
I'm
died in
awake.
your sleep and seen what happens next? No, because I'm dead. That's probably the reason for that one. I've never died in a dream.
I don't think I've ever died in a dream.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Huh. Weird.
I've
waited,
I've been presumed to be dead in a dream before. I've had two. Okay, I've had 3 dreams.
We're going into an interesting direction.
Yes,
with this
I've
conversation.
had 3 dreams where I didn't die, but I'm dying. I've had one where
I've had that.
Yes, I've had one where I was flying on a couch, like really high in the sky, not like plane level, helicopter level of a significant distance, and then the sofa just tips me, and I just go straight down the ground, and I'm in there's a giant river down below, and it opens like fucking Moses separating the sea to swallow me. I just see myself falling. I don't get to the bit where I hit the water, but there. I've been chased by a dragon before, and I can see its face clear as day.
There's a bunch of common. Falling or flying are super common. Being chased by something is super common.
Oh, I've been shot by my uncle. That's another one.
Something you want to tell us?
No. It's funny because I was being chased out of a cupboard by him in my grandmother's house till I got to the front porch, and there's a sizable drop between the wall of the front porch and the ground because there's a step up, and I got shot over that like
Dude,
freaking the end of Scarface, like that.
George said Pinochet's sofa
Pinochet sofa. Oh god.
from helicopter height. Were you
No,
being a dirty commie in
I
the
was gonna
dream?
say no. I was not a communist. So no. I can still see the sofa as well.
I have a it's a weird thing with dreams like that where some things you acquit to memory and sometimes you can't remember at
I've
all.
been chased
I
from the cupboard, not in the cupboard. I
no.
was in the cupboard. It was getting weird because it looked like a small room. It looked like the inside of Yoda's hut in Dagobah. It was like that. And but then
Oh
it
my.
just yeah, it had like that kind of aesthetic, but it was my grandmother's cupboard. Now, bear in mind,
Right.
I'm significantly younger. Like, I'm like 13 years old, so I'm not as tall as I am now. And then I just run out of it, and my uncle is chasing me, and then he gets me to the porch and then shoots me in the back, and I just
As far as I know, we don't really
don't know.
understand. We don't really understand dreams. Like, I don't think any psychiatrist or
I don't think I
psychologist.
want to understand. I want to be
No, I don't know if
honest.
I want to either. But my guess is the reason why we all have so like everyone has dreams about or not everyone, but it's very very common falling. That might be the tree thing. That's a good evolutionary
Yes.
rationale for that. The being chased or stalked again. That's cognitive heuristic, fight or flight. Prepare you for something scary that might happen. A lot of people have dreams about their teeth falling out. I have those quite frequently. I don't.
I've
I
never had
remember
that one.
I've read. Oh, dude, all the time. I don't know what that's about.
Stop smoking
I've
so much then.
no. Since way before. I've had those teeth falling out dreams since I was a kid. Um,
Gimp suit. I've never dreamt about being in a gimp suit.
no, never that one either. But
I
a
don't think
lot.
I've ever dreamt with anyone in any suit, leather or
Have
not.
Have you had the failing a class or showing up to take a test that you didn't know you were supposed to take, or
No, I
forgetting to
had
show?
that in real
You know,
life in school.
oh, so you don't need to dream about it.
No, I
Oh,
didn't dream about it. No, they're
that's
nightmares
my
actually. Yeah.
that's my most common dream. Is if I do have a dream, my most common one is I signed up for a class and I forgot to ever go to it, or I showed up and I didn't know there was a test that day and I didn't prepare for it at all. I don't know what that one's about.
I,
Anyway,
I'll
this is
I'll tell you
we're
this,
off
right?
topic.
The dream where I had the dragon. Okay, I can
Mhm,
tell you what it was. If you go on YouTube and you type in lucid dream, and
mhm,
you'll find a thumbnail with like a cartoon guy looks like he's parachuting between two buildings.
mhm.
Um, that video, listening to it in my sleep, is what gave me like horrifically detailed dreams.
Oh, that happened to me just sorry, I know
Like
we get it
just
off
like
this.
really, really lucid dreams.
Um, Legit, like a week or two ago, I was watching this film. It's on Shutter, which is if it
On the website?
like, yeah, I don't have it down here though on this computer. I don't know my logon credentials. But
Peter's mood intensifies.
Shutter is a horror streaming service. I would love to actually work out a deal with them to get them to sponsor this channel or another channel. Oh, I gotta do an ad today, by the way. Where's an ad for the stream? But
It's not the one you're gonna make me do, is it?
I'd like you to do it, but I'll do it because I don't have it set
No,
up. I just,
I'll do it.
do you have the ad read?
Oh, there's the script in front of me.
No, I'll get it. But
You
anyway,
know what?
oh right, just
How many of
control
us
F.
dream in color? Do you dream in black and white?
I dream in color. There's some research on that. If you have the problem with it,
I've never dreamt in black and white.
nor have
So that's
I.
weird.
George, do you have a? If I ask you to close your eyes and envision an apple, do you see it in black and white? Do you see it as like a basic shape, or can you see it as like a 3D shape, or can you see it as 3D shape and manipulate it and move it around in your mind? It We don't really know the connection between this kind of visual cognitive processing and anything else yet. But it seems that some people dream in black and white. Some people like can't envision, an apple in color in their minds if they close their eyes. So I don't know what that means. People will like you'll see a lot of speculation that oh, if you can't do like the full 3D render stuff, then you're an NPC. I don't think that's correct. I just don't, because there's no data on it, so that's why I don't think it's correct, because I just don't know yet. But
I agree. I can picture something
it's
fairly
interesting.
easily in my mind. That's not a. I think okay.
I think it
it
might be
helps that I used to do
personality
3D.
stuff.
I used to do 3D modeling.
hmm
So you do that, you kind of have to be able to work in 3D space because it's what you're actually doing. So for example, the background that I have on my videos, I made that.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Which looks very nice.
Thank you. I should really
I
change the
think
thing from anarchy to monarchy, though.
was the
The
3D
pieces
rendering
lab.
related to dyslexia? I think I did read that Riley Robo. They did some basic correlational level data, and I think that they did find that it was related to dyslexia, but I could be wrong on that. I haven't read
Really?
that study in a while. It might make sense. I
Oh,
have to think
you
about it some
mean
more.
picturing it in your mind?
To being able to do the 3D rendering, yeah, in your
Oh,
mind.
okay.
I can see that. If you probably have one sort of, let's say, cognitive stutter, then I can see maybe having another one in that way. But I don't think it's probably related to IQ. I think it's probably related to some other kind of visuospatial process.
So what's actually if the people that have that problem, can you not rotate something in your mind?
Yeah,
Scripture
that's
said,
the
I have to go to bed, but take this offering. I'll catch the VOD later. Thank you
whoa
very
for
much, though.
$50. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, it'll be up. And thank you for showing up. Hope you enjoyed later. I don't know what it is. What makes an NPC? Mono Yu Chushai, I did a video on it a couple years ago. There was a study that came out that made it seem like certain people were utter fucking NPCs who absolutely
That's most
could
people.
not. But hang on, when you went into the data, into the study itself, that's actually not what it said. My video was a joke because I think I called it like proof of IRL NPCs, and yeah, I mean, it's like 3 years ago. But the problem with the study is it's not what it showed at all. Well, I went over the study obviously, which was this 20. Well, I don't feel like going through it, but yeah. No. This wasn't the study. It was this one. Hames, Ribeiro, Smith, and Joyner. Oh, no, that's not it. The Phenomenon of Inner Experience by Heavy and Hurlbert, 2008, published in Consciousness and Cognition 17. It was a weird study, and they didn't really find that it was basically that some people just don't inner monologue. Something like 17% to 30% of people don't have a constant narrative working in their head. But I don't think that also means that they're just a blank slate NPC, and it's not what the study found either. Because that
I
was
think
how
it just
people
means
were.
they can't write their own script.
People were portraying that study as that these people are just walking around with nothing going on. But I don't actually think. I don't know. It might be again dyslexia
Tell
or
Bill I
something
said
else.
hi.
Huh?
Tell Bill I said hi.
Oh, could you hear him talking upstairs?
Yes.
I'll have to close my doors more.
I have
But
excellent hearing.
well, I'm sure everyone else would.
For a
I'll have to close my
person
door
with
in a
no
minute.
ears, I have exceptional hearing.
God, we've gone
and
off the
great
fucking rails.
vision, despite the fact that I only have one eye.
Oh, right. Hey, actually, you don't have either. You just have a monocle.
Do not doubt the power of the monocle. I think it is the thing that is progressing my English on a daily basis.
Making you more British by the day.
Yes, how very true.
Speaking of which, let's talk about this India thing and then go back into Elon Musk.
The India thing.
I sent you a.
I thought it was making me hungry for a second.
I had Indian for dinner actually, but
I sent you.
I sent you an article about because we were talking about Elon Musk about India trying because it was related to what we were talking about before, but now it's not because we talked about dreams. But
I like dreams. Dreams are fun.
I do too. I find them fascinating. But
I find it funny that whenever stream it goes off the fucking rails.
Every time without fail.
Well, I mean, if people like it, then I'm not that bothered about it.
As long as you guys are okay with it, with us occasionally
talking all kinds of shit,
going off the rails. Again, I do find the dream stuff fascinating. And we probably never really will understand them fully. But I brought this up beforehand though because the West is now pressuring India because it looks like India is going to move into Russia's sphere. Maybe, right?
Well done, America, you fucking idiot. Not the wisest move. Go on.
India's foreign minister said on Wednesday the government is working to stabilize economic transactions with Russia, a day after India condemned the killing of civilians in Ukraine and called for an independent probe. So, money talks over civilian deaths is what that tells me.
That's well, you need money to care for the other one, so that's like a Sophie's choice of horrible, but
yeah, it's awful, but that's unfortunately how shit works.
Yeah.
Jai Shankar told lawmakers in parliament that Russia continues to be a critical economic partner, and efforts were underway. Good job, Aiden.
You want to tell us something?
Efforts were underway to stabilize economic transactions between India and Russia.
Is that what the sponsor is it?
No, it was not. No, it's not.
Sheath underwear.
We'll talk about our sponsor after this. Since you brought it up, Spoon, and I can tell that means you must want to talk about it.
What, the sponsor?
Yeah, let me find it. Oh, wait, I can't do that anymore.
Basically, Aiden is going to make me do a sponsor for something that involves my name.
Yeah.
And for that reason, and if anyone has ever watched me on the Lotus Eaters and knows one of the first things I had to go with Saga at, she is doing this specifically just to piss me off for that reason.
Oh, yeah, it's precisely to piss you off. Let me edit this real quick.
I had such a high because of Elon pissing off everyone, and now it's swinging back around and hitting me.
Here's the ad. Okay, let's finish this. Let's finish this article, and then I'll have you read the ad for me. Thank you, by the way. So, well, I think we let's just go through it. Russia is India's main supplier of defense hardware, but overall annual trade is small, averaging about $9 billion in the past few years, mainly fertilizer and some oil. Official sources have earlier stated that the Indian government has been looking to establish a rupee-ruble trade system. We'll see. On Tuesday, India's permanent representative to the United Nations told a meeting of the Security Council that India condemned the killings of civilians in Ukraine's Bucha and called for an independent investigation. Understandable. There's some stuff there that I don't want to get into because I don't know.
You don't trust the Ukrainians? Dude, the amount of
because I don't trust the Ukrainians.
Ukrainian propaganda has been
and I don't trust the Russians either. So I don't know who to trust on that. But
at this point in time, I'm more likely to trust Russia. I'll be honest.
I don't know. All I know is I saw some reports of that and things that looked weird. Things that looked weird where like bodies were being moved. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what I saw. We'll have to wait for confirmation on that. But
would America use bodies to establish a narrative? The answer is a resounding fuck yes.
But also, if you are a country that's being invaded and you desperately want other countries to step in to help you, I can see why you would be motivated to do something like that, to move a bunch of bodies into the street in order to get help. We'll have to see. Moscow has denied targeting civilians. New Delhi has repeatedly called for an end to violence in Ukraine, but has abstained from various UN resolutions on the war as it balances its diplomatic ties with Moscow and the West. So, yeah, last month, US President Joe Biden said only India, among the Quad group of countries, was somewhat shaky in acting against Russia over its invasion of Ukraine. All the other Quad countries, the US, Japan, and Australia, have sanctioned Russian entities or people. India has not imposed sanctions on its biggest supplier of military hardware. So, if you get into that rupee-ruble
that'd be the Russians.
kind of transaction, I mean, China seems to be moving that way. If India does as well.
George makes a good point there. The idea that the Russians are committing atrocities in one section of the country and feeding people in the other section is just idiotic.
That's what I mean. Not entirely. First of all, Jarnegi for 5, today's stream sponsored by Victoria's Secret. It's not, but I will tell you about our sponsor in a moment. Also, the reason why that's not necessarily insane is because of the ethnic and linguistic distribution of Ukraine, right? So Crimea and Donbass, so the Donetsk, Luhansk, and Crimea regions are primarily, Donetsk and Luhansk are over 50% Russian for the most part. In terms of ethnic Russian, about half of them speak Russian or more speak Russian. Crimea was closer to like 70 when I saw the data on it. Maybe the Russians are just giving things to people in areas where
I will
You know,
say
they're more ethnically Russian.
something that was interesting. I had a conversation with Scrump about this, and he
Hmm.
said to me there's one Floridian guy that he watches, and he's also got an interest in shortwave radio,
Mhm.
and he was able to pick up and translate some of the chatter between the Russians and the Ukrainians. And he straight up said to me, "Everything you hear is propaganda. There's not a single factual
That
thing in any of the media. Like that's all complete horseshit."
that would be my take
I
in
also think
general.
that because when this whole thing broke out, I'm not reading any mainstream news because I don't trust a damn
No,
thing coming out of either
I
sphere. I don't.
for what I did, I stopped
None.
reading almost all ongoing stuff. I mean, I'm still keeping up on it, but I went back and I said, I gotta go find out what led up to this.
Yeah.
And most of that was through archived links, through old stuff, not what's happening now, what led up to this to try and because right now it's it's wartime. There's the fog of war, and that means war propaganda.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you have to know at least 2014 to know what the fuck is going on. At least.
yeah.
And I think that's a starting point because I had a conversation with a bunch of people yesterday, and this one woman who had no fucking idea what was going on. Someone asked her what is Burisma, and she had no idea. I mean, you were discussing the Ukraine issue, and you don't even know Burisma. Get the fuck out. Shut up. She's like airy sounding
What
fucking American lass. So I was like, no, just stop. If you don't even know what the hell that is, then you have no business in discussing this with civilized adults. That's my take on that.
hang on.
You were
I'm
saying
editing this. I'm trying to work in the ad really quickly.
you're
There, I
trying to
edited
work in
it
the end. Why?
because
Are you
we're
adding
being
jokes
paid.
and just thing to just piss me
No,
off?
I didn't add it. I just I worked in a segue. There you go.
The segue.
There you go. Would you like to read the ad?
There's a bunch of things in there that I'm not gonna say.
Uh-huh.
I liked all the ones that I've tried. I haven't done that. That's you.
Oh, I'll say that part.
All right. Really?
I'll start it. But while you can't depend on mainstream news, you
Make it
can
sassier.
depend on the necessity of having a healthy breakfast. And that's why we're going to tell you about this stream's sponsor, which can help you start your morning off with a fun but low carb breakfast to improve your diet and your day. And what is that sponsor, my
That's
friend?
Magic Spoon. This is what I get for having my name. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
why don't you tell us about Magic
Okay.
Spoon,
Magic
Spoon?
Spoon offers a line of cereals that bring nostalgia of your youth into your adult life, all guilt-free with each serving containing absolutely zero sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein. That's actually quite high, to be honest.
Yeah.
And only 48 grams of carbs and 140 calories. That's quite low. If like me, really,
Well, like me, if you're like
if you
me,
follow a
if you're
low-carb
not
diet
Spoon,
but
Spoon
lose
does not
carbs,
follow low carb.
no, Spoon does not. Spoon likes a lot of carbs, actually.
But if you do like carbs, but you try to avoid them, then
Oh, the
Magic
lengths
Spoon is a
you will
great
go
breakfast.
to for a low-carb pretzel.
Oh, the lengths I will go to for a low carb pretzel. Yeah, I just made
That's
some the other day. They
there
were
we
just
go.
regular pretzels. I just made regular pretzels. I'm not doing it right now. No, I got home from vacation. And well, not vacation. I was on a business trip, but whatever.
There we go.
Then Magic Spoon is a great breakfast choice that won't break keto or disturb your diet, but gives you the satisfaction of not just enjoying something that feels carby and satiates the sweet tooth, but also brings back memories of childhood joy all at the same time. I have liked all the ones that I've tried, but the I think actually the fruity one is the one everybody likes, and I do like it, but the peanut butter I think is actually my favorite.
Is it peanut butter one?
Yeah, it's actually it's super peanut buttery. Sorry, we'll get over the ad in a second, guys. But
No. I want to know this because I like peanut butter.
the peanut butter one is legitimately really good. And
Yeah.
again, like it's low carb, but it is really high protein.
See, if you
I
led
would
with
say
that,
it's
it would have swayed me.
the only thing I would say is it is pricey, but if you want like a healthy version of it tastes the peanut butter one legitimately tastes like Reese's Puffs. I know I'm not like necessarily supposed to say it tastes like another cereal, but it does taste like Reese's Puffs. How much vitamin D and calcium in every serving? It's on their website. I don't have it off the top of in my script here, but I think it's pretty good. Um, it is, however, what I do have is it's also gluten free, grain free, and soy free. Most importantly, so pretty much anyone can try it. And if you want to support this channel and my channel and your own health with a nutritious breakfast, then if you sign up for Magic Spoon, you go to their website, use the code AYDIN, that's AYDIN, and try Magic Spoon for yourself and find your own favorite flavor. And I think you get $20 off your order. So check that out. Yeah, sorry for the ad. But
If we do a next time sponsor, then I'll make it funny.
all right, you can make it. I try to work with advertisers, but sometimes they do. I also try to be cool. Yes, it is a grain-free cereal. I don't really know what it's made from. I think they do have all the ingredients on their website. I think it's probably. I mean,
You can
when I do
definitely
low carb stuff.
say some insane shit about this
Hmm?
because Jim did.
Oh right, yeah,
Yeah, Jim called a fictional wife what was it? Bumping bipolar bitch.
Bumping bipolar bitch.
Basically, the guy in the ad, he just said, because this is part of the Magic Spoon cereal, he just said,
Right.
yeah, said if you don't like it, you can send it back for a free refund, which is
Yeah,
true. Yes, and
that's
he
the thing, too,
said,
if you don't like it, you can-
and he said that is a great deal. I mean, that's better than your wife. You can't trade your wife in if he pisses you off. Fucking bumping bipolar bitch.
The only one I haven't tried is the chocolate because I really don't like chocolate. I'll have Bill try it. I don't
Send it
like
to me.
chocolate.
I'll eat it.
I have a whole bunch. I will, but
Alright.
because they sent me like a big variety pack. So, but I'll have Bill try some of it. I really just I don't know what it is. I
Isn't
do know what
Sugar
it is.
Bombs a cereal in Fallout?
Yeah, but I forget. There's another cereal that's called something really similar to that.
Sugar
I think
Bombs?
Sugar Bombs is the thing in Sugar Bombs is the thing from Fallout.
I was trying to say that sounds
Anywho.
like you're trying to say if you're trying to sell diabetes to kids.
Anywho,
Now
that I have forced Spoon to engage in an advertisement, let's get back to
I
his
will
favorite
make it
topic.
funnier next time.
Let's get back to his favorite topic.
Oh, look, there's two
We
people
talked
I
about
don't
India.
like.
Did you notice this, Spoon, that suddenly Parag Agrawal and Dorsey seem a little bit scared?
That makes it sound like Elon is gonna discover some secrets.
I don't.
That's
They
true.
just changed their kind of
Tune a bit.
way of talking very quickly. Do you know what I mean?
I wonder why. Because,
So-
fuck off.
Yeah. So it's been a little interesting here.
Probably because of
in that-
Elon's fuck you money.
Yeah.
I mean, what language do billionaires understand? Moolah.
So pretty much right after this happens, Agrawal says on Twitter, "I'm excited to share that we're appointing at Elon Musk." This was like maybe a couple hours later, right? We're appointing at Elon Musk to our board. Through conversations with Elon in recent weeks, it became clear to us that he would bring great value to our board, and he owns 9.6% of your company.
I
that's
think
why.
the great value was the money he invested in your company. That's the value. There you
He
go.
is both a passionate believer and an intense critic of the service, which is exactly what we need on at Twitter and in the boardroom to make us stronger in the long term. Welcome, Elon.
Okay, see, this is why I think it's more money, because he's had this.
Oh, that's absolutely
of course,
money.
yeah, because he's had this stance for fucking ages. The only difference is
Right.
now is there's money behind it. So
Money.
his word is only valuable to you because now there's money.
Money. Yeah, that's it. That's all
That's
it is.
all
dude.
it is. They don't fucking try and butter
But
him
look
up,
at-
you shady bunch of
I
bastards.
really the sniveling kind of like groveling nature
Twitter's
really
rolling
just
it.
pisses
Oh,
me
you
off. I don't like it. I
fam.
really don't like it. I
Yeah.
don't.
I thought
Tesla chief.
hasn't
sorry.
he? I thought he resigned. Oh,
Parag
he resigned
Agrawal?
as CEOs, but he still owns part of the company.
Agrawal is the new guy.
Yes, but Jack still owns.
He owns a bunch of the stock.
Yes. I don't know
But
if he's
he's
got
not
a.
CEO.
He's not on the board or anything, is he? I don't actually know.
I'm not sure about that actually. I'm pretty sure he owns a bunch of stock.
Ask the chat. Does anyone of you guys know is
I'll look it up.
is Jack part of the board? I know he still owns stock, but I don't know if he's
Yeah.
on the board.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, here we go. Corporate investors, board of directors.
Yeah, because I'm genuinely curious.
No, this is gonna. Co-founder, Twitter's CEO and co-founder of Square. So he is on the board of directors.
Oh, okay, there we
So-
go.
Okay, here, just if you want to pull this up just real quick, if anyone wants to see it, we'll go back if you want to throw it up there for a second. Yeah.
Parag and Elon both lead with their hearts, and they will be an incredible team. I don't believe that guy leads with his heart for a fucking second. I don't think he has one, and if it does, it pumps
Wait, who
stones.
said that?
It says at the bottom there.
Wait, what?
Dorsey tweeted that.
Oh, did he?
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
it says right in front of him.
yeah. Sorry, I was looking up
I don't
that.
fucking believe that.
Well, Tesla chief responded to Agrawal within minutes saying, looking forward to working with Parag and Twitter board to make significant improvements to Twitter in coming months, Mr. Musk posted. Former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey also joined the conversation. I'm really happy Elon is joining the Twitter board. He cares deeply about our world and Twitter's role in it. Parag and Elon both led with their hearts. Yeah, and I'm glad they will be...
Yeah, I don't buy that.
The other shit Dorsey said, though...
About the corporatizing the internet?
Where he basically apologized for it.
Yes.
Where was that? I thought that was in this article.
Hold on, it was I'll tell you now. Let me just pull it up here because it was in the Lotus Eaters one, and I was watching it earlier specifically for that quote. And oh look, it's a Heartstrings video. I'm so gonna fucking watch that. Where the hell is Lotus Eaters?
Yeah, I thought it was in this article. Sorry.
Yeah, it says the days of Usenet, IRC, the web, even email, WPGP were amazing. Centralizing discovery and identity into corporations really damaged the internet. I realize I'm partly to blame and regret it. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't buy that apology for a fucking second. The reason I say that is because did he give a shit while he was making money hand over fucking fist and making the company? No. So you had every opportunity to do something about it, so like fuck off. Like that's a hollow apology.
He seems to have recognized the fucking monster he created or helped. I mean, it was his thing, and you created something that is, I think, largely in its current state, a net negative for human society.
Yeah, absolutely, which is why South African has to rescue it. Yes. And of course, it has to be a white one because Lord knows no one else is going to.
Well, I know your favorite subject, so I want to get back to it, but
those people can barely handle a fucking phone.
I know. Not everyone is as conciliatory as Agrawal and Dorsey seem to be.
That's because they're gay.
Some people are really, really booty blasted. The salt is flowing on
the
Twitter.
Twitter employees?
Yep.
I really like that he can piss off the employees in the company. He's like barely done anything. He's just thrown money at I swear to God, take your ads and shove it up your ass.
Oh, it's hang on, it's post-millennial. Don't get mad at them. They're cool. They're the only ones that only people like them will be like, yeah, whatever. You're independent, smaller media company. When it's like New York Times and Washington Post being like, you can't read this article unless you pay us.
I don't read the New York Times. I have sense.
No. True. Well, they want money.
I would make a good writer for the New York Times. I think I'd actually make them some traffic. Because I can write better than half the shit they have.
I have a story about a New York Times author later if we have time to get through it, because it's just absolutely insufferable.
I kind of want to read this because it's funny.
Yeah, you go ahead, go ahead.
The Twitter employees are speaking out after it was revealed on Monday that tech billionaire Elon Musk is now one of the largest shareholders in the platform with 9.2% ownership. Oh,
is it
Lord.
9.2?
Yes.
6. I've been saying the wrong number all night. Whatever. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, 9.2. This comes after it was rumored that Musk might be the market to buy Twitter and secure the holding of free speech in America, following CEO, some twat whose name I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce, claim that Twitter is not beholden to American free speech laws, and fucking will be. Oh my God, two foreigners arguing of an American company. It's fucking great.
The writer here is Libby Emmons, just to be clear. Libby Emmons, who's been on Tim Pool's show a lot. She seems quite cool.
In response, some employees at Twitter took to the platform to express their unease with Musk taking such a large share of the ownership. Yeah, cry more, you bitch. Twitter has been very aggressive in suppression and censorship techniques, whether against journalists who attempted to report the truth about Hunter Biden's laptop, to users such as Tucker Carlson, Charlie Kirk, and the Babylon Bee for expressing the biological truth of gender and sex, otherwise known as men do not have vaginas. Musk has expressed his interest in having...
How dare you? How dare you?
Yeah. Musk has expressed his interest in having the platform to be more supportive of the right to free speech, or otherwise known as the right to piss off leftists, because that is what free speech is to them. That is literally what free speech is. However, if you care about trans people, fuck off, you obnoxious twat. Andy No reported some. Yeah, I just said that. Andy No reported some of these comments made by Twitter employees, including that of one of the username Creme de. Is that actually his name?
Their
Creme
name
de
on Twitter,
Cassie.
you can see it above it. Their name is Creme de Cassie.
You sound like a mixture between a fucking biscuit and a Labrador.
Well, you'll figure out why. Look, okay, there's a couple.
Is it a furry?
I don't know what it is, but there are certain. You know how we're talking about the stereotypes of gay people, right? And how some of it's based on reality. I don't know why.
It's based on reality?
There's also yes, but I it's the same.
How is it
thing
based
with
in reality?
Stereotypes?
Oh, I thought you meant like. Okay, no, never
No.
mind.
Hang on. Let me try to rephrase it. We were talking earlier about how some of the stereotypes of gay people and how they behave are based in real behaviors, and so
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes more
there's
sense.
a stereotype of trans people that they choose like a hyper feminine name, but it's always a certain type. It's always like a Chloe or a Creme or a Noel or something. I don't. There's just a
It
certain
should be
type
like
of name
Helga
they
for
tend.
half of them.
No, it's never Helga. It's never Helga. Okay.
That's what most of them fucking look like. Let's be honest.
I'm just saying, it's just is always. I can't even really figure out how to describe the names
I
that
know
are
what you
always.
mean. Yeah.
I think they're usually. Okay, I would say this. They're almost always.
They're not gender neutral.
They're always mono or bisyllabic, and they're very feminine. They're very feminine.
Yes, it's to overcompensate for the fact that they're not.
I would imagine that's it. Again, they're always, sometimes it'll be like a Cassandra or something like that, and it won't be monosyllabic or bisyllabic. But yeah, they're always very, very feminine names.
You know the way that the libertarian people tend to be socially liberal but fiscally conservative?
Yeah, hello.
The more the world happens to go in this direction, the more I'm becoming economically conservative and even further right socially. I'm looking at this like the world is run by fucking degenerates, and dear God, return to normalcy, because this is insane. I don't want to live in this world where you have to teach, like, I'm sorry, but if you want to teach a child what the phrase gender or queer is, you should be thrown into a wood chipper. Kids don't need to know this. Like, I'm sorry, but they don't.
No, they don't.
Children are innocent and stupid, frankly. Their brains
the other main
are not.
topic of our stream, yeah. Also, Hazo Hapa, yeah, that's actually who exactly I was thinking of. It's Narcissa, right? Used to be, oh shoot, Cosmo. So the name that person used to go by on the internet was Cosmo, and when they, came out as trans, it's Narcissa. It's just, of all the names, you call yourself feminine narcissist. That's just so weird. Holy crap, Hapex for $100. I really appreciate your work. You two really helped me understand what led up to Ukraine better. Thanks for all you do. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, sir.
Hope you enjoy my video when it comes out, which should hopefully be sooner rather than later. It's taken me like almost 2 months to put it together, but thank you so much, dude. That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We have.
I'm ready to set it up.
Yeah, now it's sending.
Okay.
broken crown, broken stream. Yeah.
Yeah, it's OBS. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's up.
Yeah, you should be back now.
Yeah, I think
I don't like this because it's fucking dropping my damn watch.
Yeah, we're fine.
There we go.
It's just OBS. I don't know what's up. Is OBS bad? No, normally it's really good, but there was an update recently that really fucked it up. Whatever the new OBS update did, I can no longer record audio through it. My audio input capture no longer works, and everyone's reported that as being an issue. Again, this is what you do by using free software, right? Anywho, let's get back into where we were.
Can I get something that isn't OBS? If you can give me different software that I can get.
Yeah, I don't know. But that's the thing, is that all of this stuff is integrated with OBS.
Oh, well, I can look for something else.
We'll see. If there's
Robo, I'm coming off of
StreamYards.
I'm coming off an Ethernet connection. I'm hardwired in.
It's not the internet. It's actually OBS. Let's try StreamYards next time instead of OBS. But then I don't know if you can do the cool stuff with StreamYards.
Yeah, well, let's see what it's like, because it is like pissing me off that it's doing that.
Over the next week, Spoon and I will look into it. What's going on? Yeah, if you can choose not to update OBS, don't do it because the most recent update was absolutely abysmal. It fucked up everything.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Fuck's sake. Why
yeah.
the hell are you updating your software if you make it worse, you plebs?
They don't know that, allegedly. You know?
Well, I imagine that if you, before you release a
don't test
fucking
it.
patch, that you actually test the fucking thing. Otherwise, you just look like a
I
sketchy
don't know.
jackass.
Who knows? Who knows?
They don't
Anywho.
fucking know. That's the probably problem.
Probably, to be honest.
Oh,
So-
God. So the next sentence I'm going to read, I'm going to do my best not to insult these words.
Okay.
I'm going to fail miserably.
Okay, go ahead.
See-
I'm rooting for you.
Yes. What, to fuck up or?
No, not to fuck up.
Andy No reported some of these comments made by Twitter employees, including that of one with the username Creme de Cassis, which sounds like a fucking Labrador
It's
dressed in...
also creme de cassis is a liqueur.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't drink that. I drink manly drinks, otherwise known as whiskey.
It's I think it's from Cassis, so
Let's see, who said that a prominent transphobe buying a large stake in Twitter is not funny at all. Yes, it fucking is. It is funny to me. There you go. The Cassie, a biological... that's a man. That the Cassie who is a man. Let's... fuck off, you are a man.
biologically
That is a male.
biologically,
That is
but
a man.
identifies as a feminist, demisexual,
That is a
genderqueer,
broken human
trans-
being who has mental problems. That is a fucking man.
Dude, I don't have that many descriptions of my political ideologies, like, and I'm a libertarian monarchist. Look, mine's only 2 words.
But that's because libertarianism and monarchy actually makes sense.
They do, but
We
not
should really
that
do a stream about that at one point, by the
about
way.
libertarian. We should talk about why
Yes.
libertarian monarchy is not an oxymoron. But
Yes,
yeah.
because I don't know if we should ask the chat if people actually wanted us to discuss our
We'll do it,
weird opinions on monarchical traditions, because it seems to annoy some people, and other people go, huh, would you mind explaining that? And it's usually the Europeans who can take an interest in the reactionary aspect of it.
Just
But,
thinking
but
about
the
it.
Yanks, oh my goodness. I actually,
We can,
it's fun triggering Americans about monarchy. I'm not gonna lie, it is funny. Because they cannot be rational.
Let's do it as like we'll do it like not on Wednesday, but like on the weekend or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like in
okay.
between streams. That way.
They will be.
do our-
It will feature heavy literature of older gentlemen.
But by older, he means really dead.
Yes.
Like, as in stuff from like the 15th century to about the 20th.
Yes.
And not much more recent.
I wouldn't say
Some.
the king needs to be a libertarian, but the king needs to. What we're essentially saying the king needs to mainly do is respect tradition, because you can't give social issues to the free market, because then you end up with Disney. So
Right.
you need
but
an institution
you
with
also-
power to protect the people from. This is basically what I'm saying. You need someone to protect the masses from being stupid. That's essentially what you need.
But you also don't want authoritarian dictatorship ruling over everything and shutting down the free market.
Yes.
Which is why the monarchic position is the patriarchal final say, kind of. Hang on a minute, kids. No.
Yes.
Put that down. That's bad for you.
Yes.
So, which is a very simplistic way of describing it, but that's the ideal monarchic system, and actually kind of built into it. So, but we could get into that more.
Yes.
Let's instead look at these people that are very mad on Twitter for the time being,
I
because
actually
it
want to.
does so deeply amuse me.
Yeah.
What?
I actually want to make like this whole issue is why I'm not a free speech absolutist.
Well,
is shit like this.
I think individual people. No, I think people should be able to say whatever the hell they want. I mean, unless threatening and violence and things like that, and
Yeah, but
slander.
but that's the problem with it. Is that you can't do
What?
that.
You can't do what?
You can't let anyone say what they want.
Could you explicate further?
How can I say this? The problem with free speech absolutism is it has that axiom of you don't censor speech, you get more speech. You can beat bad speech with better speech. The problem is that's not true, because that rests on the presupposition that the better speech would automatically beat the bad speech. And the reason I say that is not how it
Yeah.
works. No, that's not. The problem of it is that's
You're
very.
right. You're right. Better speech
It's
does not necessarily beat out wrong
yes,
speech.
but the thing of it is that it's two-dimensional in the sense that that's a logician's way of assessing a problem, in the sense that I have information, give me the better information, and that is how you win it out. The problem of it is that's how you beat code. That's not how you beat humans, because that's only black and white, and humans are multifaceted creatures, which means it's not only speech in the sense of an idea, it's also speech that needs to be portrayed in a way that sway the hearts of men. That's the problem. Is that you need a powerful orator to deliver in a way that is captivating. Because, like, here's a good example. Take a look at America's national anthem versus the Soviet one. The American one is dog shit. The Soviet national anthem is fucking badass.
Soviet anthem is legit.
Is outstanding. Yes. Like, if you listen to, like, the Red Army Choir, it is bold and powerful and inspiring. The American one's just inspired dick.
Shit about the American national anthem.
No, fuck you. Your anthem's dick. No, fuck off.
But like, as much as I like our anthem,
but it doesn't move you. That's the thing. Like, if I hear the American national anthem,
I guess it's kind of boring.
Yes. Yes, but if you listen to, like, the Soviet one, like, I don't understand a lick of Russian, but, like, hearing the crescendo in it is like, fuck, that is cool. Yes.
Right. Yeah. It's truly glorious.
Yes.
Like, whoa. I don't know. I don't know if it's maybe indicative of, but how does it have to do with free speech, though? Sorry.
Just because if you let morons say this kind of crap. Because here's the thing, right? I'm not against free speech absolutism in principle, because I like it in principle. I think it's a good idea, but it doesn't work in practice. That's my issue. Because here's the thing, like, say you had, like, 3 people in society. Say you had, like, the masses, an up and coming group, and the monarch. Say, for example. The thing is, you can't give, like, say, communist free speech, because if they were to rise and get democratizing sort of the power base, and there's a majority, what the first thing they do is they'll take away your free speech. So you can't give them free speech because they'll abuse it.
Yes, that's the hop and Pinochet through communist out of helicopters thing.
But you can't also give it to the monarch because he might abuse it. So it's this constant, delicate balance of power that is in play. So you can't just let it run wild, because certain people will take the power and abuse it. That's the problem.
I think you can. I want free speech to run wild. I want free speech to be absolutely unlimited.
Yeah, but then you get idiots who will abuse it. That's the fucking problem.
But if they're real idiots, then they can show that they're idiots.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean other people won't be taken in by it. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can be smart, but the masses are stupid.
Well, we know that, but then if you had a monarchic system, it wouldn't matter.
If
you're not voting, if this isn't affecting voting, I mean, yeah, I guess you could try to
Yeah. You see, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a balance. Like, I have no, like, it's like this thing where you need each person to check each other in a sort of recycling kind of manner. There's that you need each person to.
You're gonna have to try and work on me in the free speech thing. I'm very extremely pro free speech. Not a free speech absolutist, because there are some things that absolutely are not included under free speech. But Federalist 10 addresses Spoon's issue. Thanks, No Leaf Clever. Let's look into that. Maybe we won't do it right now, but hang on. Federalist 10?
That's a good point. The masses are only as dumb as the government allows them to be smart. Like, that's fucking true. There was a good quote by H.L. Mencken. What was the one I sent to you earlier? That was, hold on, let me see. This is the H.L. Mencken quote. I like this one. It says, "The plain fact is that education is itself a form of propaganda, a deliberate scheme to outfit the pupil, not with the capacity to weigh ideas, but with a simple appetite for gulping ideas ready-made. The aim is to make good citizens, which is to say docile and uninquisitive citizens." That's fucking true.
The Void That Bites for 2 says, sounds like commie propaganda, but okay. What, that we like this Soviet anthem, or that Spoon's anti-free speech? Well, I'd say the latter is
I
certainly
would, I
some
wouldn't,
commie propaganda.
yeah, I'm for, like, I don't want to say protected speech.
I don't like this at all, Spoon. I don't like this entire direction of things. I
No,
don't.
but like, but you can understand the point I'm trying to make. Like,
I
I
am
don't
trying
like,
to. I really am. I have a see that same thing. Like, you know how Americans have that natural reaction to the very
yes.
idea of monarchy. When you say removing free speech, I have a natural just
No,
no.
it's no.
You know,
I wouldn't say
and I'm
removing
trying
it,
to.
but it needs a protective function against the stupid.
I just don't see how that doesn't end up becoming corrupted and co-opted.
Yes, but allowing it to run free is also how you get stupid people to make bad ideas.
I think these are actually unanswerable issues. You can't, because you
Yes.
can't have both. If you take away free speech and give it to the power of the government, then they will just take more and more and more, and they'll
Yes.
decide now that this is a violation, this is a violation, this is a violation.
Yes.
If you let people have absolute free speech, yes, you will get idiots who will convince people of things.
I didn't say we should
Okay?
take away the free speech because the communists will take away free speech. I said that is an example of where it can go bad. Because it's true. That is an example.
Okay. So I see
It needs a
your contention.
regulator, yes.
I absolutely understand
I
your
don't
contention.
like it, by the way.
I know you don't. I absolutely understand your contention. I don't think there's a solution to it that doesn't end up with more tyranny.
Yes.
So I think that
Canon.
it's better to err on the side of free speech than to err on the side of censorship in absolutely every case. That's just how I feel about it. Again, some things are not free speech. Threats are not free speech, you know, but that's about it.
Or if you can just say, hey, look, if you talk about these things, you'll get your ass kicked. Like, I'm actually okay with that.
Yeah.
What was it?
Well,
What
I mean,
was it? I think it was the Italian ones. There was a few of the conservatives who wanted to ban communism in their parliament. Look, that's fucking base.
I mean, probably.
That's not a bad idea, to be honest.
Well, you know, I think it got brought up in one of the Lotus Eaters videos today. Is that like, yeah, McCarthy wasn't really wrong on everything in terms of a lot of people that he investigated did turn out to be actual Communist Party members.
Dude, the communist, there's a book that goes a bit into that by Eugene Lyons called The Red Decade.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that I had Molbug and Michael Malice suggest that, and if they suggest it, then I'm gonna read it, or it's gonna be on my book list.
Yeah, we should read that since Molbug and Malice have suggested it.
Yes, if those two suggest books, then
that's
you
a stellar lineup.
Yes, like if Michael Malice and Molbug tell you to read books, then motherfucker, you read that book.
Read that book.
Yeah.
Where are we?
I agree that you should have free speech as far as you can defend it. I do agree with that.
I think speech should be pretty much absolute outside of threats. So would you like to continue?
How do you beat bad ideas by beating people over the head?
Well,
fucking club.
I think we described our disagreement here, which is that there's no way to balance that.
No, but there is. You should find some way, because
I'm not sure if there is. I don't think there is. Because I think once you open the door, it's open and it's wide open. That's the thing. That's why I don't like government power over things like this. Because when they take an inch, Spoon, they will take a mile, and they have done it.
I'm not a fan of the state doing it.
Well, then how else would you possibly? So you're asking people to like go beat somebody up literally if they say something stupid on Twitter? That's absurdist.
You got a better idea?
Just let people have free speech. How about that?
Yes, and I was just have free speech that ends with you getting your ass kicked.
Okay, well, no, speech is not
free
violence.
From consequences.
Speech is not violence. That's lefty talk.
No.
Speech is not violence.
No, I'm not saying speech is violent. I'm just saying if you say stupid shit, you might eventually get your ass kicked.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, talk shit, get hit. That is a principle
that's
to live
fine.
by. That is a principle to live by. Talk shit, get hit.
So what I'm hearing is that we should bring back duels.
All right, sounds like everyone wants to bring back duels, and you know what? I'm totally on board with that.
I'm actually not against that, to be honest. It's a bit barbaric, but if someone says, "Hey, look, pistols at fucking dawn," then can you imagine if you did that nowadays? You had like a YouTube channel just to that. Oh my god, it would get so much fucking views.
Yeah, okay. Let's bring bringing back pistols at dawn. I'm fine with that. If you have a disagreement, you think the other person's an idiot and their speech should be silenced, then you have to carry it out mano a mano. So
Oh, just
no
ask.
government.
Let me
No
let me
government.
just ask the
Don't
chat.
fuck with the government.
No. There's
They
a
don't
question.
like the government.
Here's a question for the chat. If you're in favor of pistols at dawn, press 1.
Pistols at dawn. Press 1 is good.
I'm totally in favor of that. Pistols at dawn. Fuck that. Great.
I mean, well, that's how we used to. Even the early American leaders, the founding fathers, that's how they solved their issues, was going and shooting each other.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's a popular idea.
You fucking be careful, by the way. Like, if we can get this democratized, then most people are in favor of returning to duels. I think if you had pistols at duels, presidential debates would be way more funny. I mean, you only have one, but I mean, you at least eliminate voting.
No, see, you talk first. Well, I guess I know. Well, we're against voting, but you have a conversation first. And if you come to a topic where there is no possibility for agreement, then you do the pistols.
Have you seen presidential debates lately? There's never fucking agreement.
No shit. I know I'm being at least fairly partially facetious here. I'm not sure how facetious Spoon's being.
Which? But the pistols at dawn?
Yes.
I'm totally fucking ooh. Legalize fencing and other melee duels. Technically already legal in Texas. Wait, that's legal in Texas?
Thanks for the 5 void that bites. That's based if true.
Is that why Greg Abbott is in a wheelchair? I mean, at least he won. He's fucking governor, so at least he's got the last laugh.
Bring back the duel.
I like Texans, by the way. Texans are good people. If you live in Texas or you know Texans, or you are a Texan, what's up, man? Texans are good people.
Oh, well, is this what this is? Hang on. Oh, here it is. Yeah, play this, Spoon. If you can pull up your YouTube thingy, if you got it ready. Play this. It's relevant. It really is.
Like a watch together thing, or?
Yeah, we didn't watch together.
How to solve cancer? Oh, okay. Okay.
It's 36 seconds, but.
Hold on a second.
Just play it. We don't think we need to do it and watch it. Just tell me when you start.
No, hold on a second.
It's how to solve cancel culture, scientifically proven. Thank you. By the way, who suggested that again? Rat King. Thank you. This is great. I listened like 10 seconds, like just a couple seconds of it, and it seems quite apropos. I'll put it that way.
Wait a second. Why the? I am confused.
Pull the video up, nerd.
No, because I'm like, what the hell am I looking at on my stream? Like I'm fucking confused now. Hold on a second.
Well, Spoon, I'm also confused.
No, because the thing on my stream is... The thing that's on the stream is the Twitter one.
Oh, just pop that YouTube video.
Yeah, but the CNN thing. Why is the CNN? But the CNN logo is not on my screen.
No, I sent you a video.
No, what I'm saying is, on the stream itself, there is, there's the YouTube, or there's the CNN article on the stream, but on my screen there's nothing.
There's nothing on mine.
Yeah, so what the hell? Why is there one on the stream then?
Latency.
No, it's been like there the whole fucking time. I just noticed.
Well, I got the key. I'm behind the wheel and I don't see shit.
Yeah, this is why I'm confused. Like, what the fuck? I don't see anything.
Bring up the song.
This is very confusing to me.
Bring up the meme so we can end this conversation and get into the next topic. We've been on for an hour and a half.
What?
Oh, I know. I'm just fucking around. Alright, tell me when you're ready. Fix it. Oh, you made them watch together? You did not.
Yes, I did.
Where? Now? Oh, post facto. Okay. Okay. We're gonna watch this meme. Okay? Ready? It's relevant to the previous conversation.
Players been talking smack and I've had just enough of it. It's high time to quit this culture of slander without recourse. Lying lies and attempts to corrupt the soul. What do we do when the system is broken and through my rule makes discussion verboten? It's my proposal, say whatever you like, but if you get it wrong, be prepared for a sword fight. Bring back the motherfucking duel, cause I got fools that I'm like the school in the battle of blades. Don't besmirch my name, I'll get slapped, get stabbed, and bleed back, and that's that. Think twice for Benny Green, cause you might just die at the dawn of the next day. Flip lock, pistol is a double weapon tool. Bring back the motherflipping duel.
Perfect!
That took way too long for us to get that set up, but that was great. Thank you, Rat King, for suggesting that. Very based. What's up, Spin? The video is called How to Solve Cancel Culture. I've posted it in the chat if you guys want to see it. That is very based. Very based and red pilled. Can you duel in Canada? That would like raise my opinion of Canada a whole bunch. What are you doing, Spoon? I don't know what you're talking about. I honestly don't. I don't know. Are you alright? Okay. Can we go back to the Twitter employees being triggered? I don't know what you mean by that thing. Me? Yeah. No. I think it might just be on your side. What? Are you having like a mental breakdown?
No, sorry.
It sounds like it a little bit. Nobody can see the shit you're afraid of. It's all fine.
No,
I got
no,
the thing.
I can speak now. Don't worry.
Are you okay? You alright?
Yes.
You back in
It was because I don't know why, but the stream I couldn't move. I'm not
Are
muted,
you
man.
Are you?
No, I'm not muted
You
now.
were muted, or something was
I'm
weird.
not muted now.
Hey guys, are you happy that we moved the technical side over to Spoon instead
Fuck
of
you.
me? It's going much cleaner now. I'm fucking around. You know I love you, dude.
You're
and you have.
mean.
I didn't mean to be mean. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. A little bit, like a tiny bit. Let's talk about the response to the Twiggered. Everything's falling apart tonight. I don't to the triggered Twitter employees. God
Yeah, but
damn it,
see,
man.
this is fine. This is no, it's just a Brave browser. You absolute.
Just move back. Just move back. Just go back to the post-millennial article.
Yeah, there we go. Now it's fucking. This is really stupid.
Can't do it.
This is what you get when you update OBS. So listen to all of you listening. Don't fucking update OBS because it's a pile of wank.
Oh.
Go on.
Twiggered. Sorry, I was twiggered.
Fucking ridiculous.
I can't. That's all things been a shit show so far. So it's really made me laugh.
This is so fucking dumb.
It's all right. It's all right. We're doing okay. We'll get there together.
What the fuck is this? Like the final countdown?
Yeah, friends. We're friends and look at Twitter.
I'm assuming you don't know that song.
I know the final count. Do-do-do.
Do you know the lyrics?
Do-do-do-do. I know that part.
Okay, it's another chorus basically.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, let's get back into it. Are we back into the article?
Yes.
Jared Taylor. Wait, isn't Gerard Gerard Butler? I
That's
don't know
Jared
why I thought-
Taylor.
Yeah, Jared Taylor, just a different guy. It was J
Yeah.
with a J.
Or
A
Gerard. If you want to be a snooty bitch about it.
Gerard Taylor, senior software. God, I'm broken. This is the thing that once you like pop the cork on me laughing, it never fucking stops.
Yeah.
And then I find
I have
everything
figured
funny.
out Aiden's weakness.
Right.
Humor!
Gerard Taylor, a senior software engineer.
Oh great,
who
now the
has-
fucking chat is singing Final Countdown.
who has pronouns in his name, had very mixed feelings about Musk's stock buy, saying that he was happy about the money, but concerned for the future of the company culture. Oh no. Looks like I picked a good week to be off, reacts Jerry Kidd, a recruiting manager for Twitter, to the news that Elon Musk is now the largest stakeholder in the company. Fuck me. Looks like I picked a good week to be off, Kid wrote, hashtag no regrets. Ashna Giuliani.
Ragrets. Oh,
It's a meme. Giuliani shared an image of a girl crying, saying it represented her trying to enjoy the new 23% increase in Twitter's stock price without thinking about why. Giuliani has spoken about her role in tech, saying as part of the hashtag You Belong in Tech initiative that the sentiment means, quote, anyone who is part of a typically underrepresented community knows that they not only deserve to be here, but that their unique experiences make them even more valuable to a team.
fuck
We
off.
can build more diverse products and services.
No,
that can
stop. The
benefit
fact that
even
you are
more
unique does not make you special. I'm sorry, but anyone who thinks this, you're gay and expendable.
It's such an egotistical. I really think that we've had a incomprehensible rise of egotism and narcissism.
Embodied by a spoon.
Well, I mean, yeah, you are an egotistical narcissist, but
I think I'm more egotistical than narcissistic. Because I don't
Yeah,
think I'm
I
all
agree.
that bright. I just think that I'm weird.
yeah, well, all these people think they're weird, but also perfect. You know,
Oh, God.
and I hate that. I really despise that. Everyone needs to respect me, and everyone needs to worship me. No, they don't. Respect is earned. Respect is earned. It's not given. Not ever. Fuck off. I really detest that mentality. That you need to respect me. No, I don't. Give me one reason to respect you. One, and maybe I will. But
I have
if you
green
can't provide me
hair.
a reason to respect, not worth my respect. Show me your intellect. Show me a skill. I will respect people over all kinds of stuff. But not just because you demanded me to.
I'm
And
an
in fact,
autistic
psychological
weirdo
reaction
who
to
likes
things like that-
monarchy.
Yeah, we're autistic weirdos who like monarchy. But
Silence meat shield. That's pretty good.
and I still
I'm
dislike.
not. Someone just said I'm not
Elon
that bright for believing in monarchy. I think I'm brighter for believing in monarchy, and you're dim-witted for believing in democracy.
That's our turrets. You know why he doesn't. You know why he
Yeah,
doesn't
but
agree.
because the people who think democracy is good is because they're idiots or Americans. Frankly, same thing, really.
Our turrets again is Russian. Spoon.
Um,
And now look. Oh, now look. He's speechless. You got it.
he's still pro-America in the Ukraine,
Haraldur-
so new.
Haraldur Thorleifsson, who directs creative services for Twitter, states his dislike for @Elon Musk after the billionaire began.
You can't say
became the
that without
company's-
hearing V's voice, can you?
in the Twitter, became the company's largest stakeholder. How the hell is your name Haraldur Thorleifsson? And you're such a sped. Anyway, such a dip. Another said that, quote, Elon Musk just temporarily, at least, made me a lot of money, and I still dislike him. Twitter stock rose 23% in reaction to the news, filing, according to Reuters, quote, showed that Musk owns 73.5 million Twitter shares, valuing his passive stake in the company at up to 2.9 billion based on the stock's Friday close. The shares are held by Elon Musk's
Revocable.
Revocable Trust. Can't fucking read sometimes. Normally I'm quite good at it, but not that time. Revocable Trust.
Or
of which he is the sole
revocable.
trustee.
Yeah.
Musk
Of which
has
he's
launched
the
a
sole
Twitter
trustee.
poll.
Oh, wow, okay.
So it's all his shit. Yes, should free speech is essential to a functioning democracy. Do you believe Twitter rigorously adheres to this principle? 70% said no. Spoon, can you think of a single person who would have said yes to that poll?
What, the free speech is essential?
That Twitter adheres to the principle of free speech.
No. Like, personally? No, I can't think of anyone that would actually think Twitter is pro-free speech.
That's probably some botting, and it's probably some
leftist
seeping.
hippies.
Well, there is probably seeping going on, but seething and coping. I combined seething and coping into seeping, which is probably what is also going on from some wounds over this.
Archer said, pistols at dawn or no balls. Listen here, sir. You're Russian. All of your pistols are currently going to your fucking army, and if you have any, you should give it to them.
I still want to see pistols at dawn.
Yeah, so do I, actually, yeah.
Anyway.
It's been a long fucking way to go just for pistol fight.
Tim Pool had a... Oh, wait. This is
pistols at dawn?
Later. No, this is not... No, Tim Pool wouldn't
Pistols and Beanie Boy.
What? Tim is in favor of the Second Amendment. And
yeah, of course
I
he would,
didn't
because he had a whole bunch of people trying to fucking dox and swat the guy. Of course he would be.
I know. I didn't mean to make that kind of segue, because I brought up the wrong things. I thought it was related to this. But the other element of our title of today's stream, which is African versus Predator, it's a pretty good pun. It's not great. I think it's pretty good. Is let's talk about the Don't Say Gay bill stuff in Florida and how there's a new G. Guys, I have an update for you right now. It's a very important update. There is a new letter in the alphabet of the letter people. It's now LGGBTQI. LGGBTIAQIA+++. No, and do you know what the new G is? Groomer. Well, at least it seems a little odd that the left has decided to all come out and be like, if you critique our bill that says, hey, you can't talk about children about, first of all, about heterosexual intercourse or about gay butt sex before the age of 9, and you're calling us groomers, well, that's an insult to us, and that's an insult to gay people. Excuse me, what? Wait a minute. No. Here's what Tim said, right, in a tweet. Tim said, it's weird that the right is like, hey, people shouldn't have sex conversations with children in secret, and the left is like, why do you hate gays? They really don't like this word, groomer, and the pedophilia accusations, and the response has been very bizarre. That the left seems very upset about the accusations of grooming, and the reality is, how else can you describe what you're doing if what you're upset and literally crying over in some instances, because we watched a video last week of a kindergarten teacher who was on the verge of tears because he can't talk about his husband and his gay relationship with his kindergarten, which, by the way, he was lying, or he was confused, one or the other. I would hope towards the latter, but you never know. I would hope he was just misinformed.
By the way, do you remember all those people years ago who said if you give the gays this first step, they will keep moving and do some really creepy, weird shit? And
Yeah,
so many of those people told the Christians they're overblown and nuts and none of that is going to happen.
No, it's not a slippery slip, not a slippery slip.
Yeah, do you remember how when they look at them now, all those Christians are like, we fucking told you so.
I hate it because I sided with the gays on that. I was like, yeah, come on, who cares? Just let them get married. Who gives a fuck?
Racking says, you know how America copied Rome, we're copying the fall as well. Yeah.
I think we are.
Yeah.
But I shared that opinion 100%, where I said...
Sexual fucking degeneracy.
I mean, and to this day, that is to my opinion. I don't care what people do in the privacy of their own bedrooms, but they clearly weren't satisfied with stopping there.
Actually, I think if it involves children, I think then I do give a shit.
Sorry, say again?
I said if it involves children, then I think
yes,
yeah.
Yes. Sorry, to be clear, I don't care what two consenting adults do in the privacy of their own bedrooms. To just be clear,
yeah.
That's
but
how
if there's children involved, you should be fucking Epstein.
Well, right. So I have an article here, from the Washington Post.
I know it's
from
up.
the Washington Post. Okay, is it up? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to read it for me for a minute? Because I gotta clear my throat.
Here you go.
would you like to start with this article? Because
Do I have
this
to?
shit. Yeah, because this shit's nuts. Read the title, please, as well. I know people can see it, but just
The
for people who are
new
listening.
Red Scare. The Red leans into pedophilia accusations.
We already talked
That-
about how McCarthy was kind of right, but let's get into it.
That's because there's a lot of smoke around you fucking people. Like a lot.
It's more than just smoke, I'd say. And when there
Yeah,
is, there's
it's
fire.
yeah. And it's
Not
weird
in
that you
every
don't
case.
it's weird that you don't want to have the smoke investigated. That makes it worse.
Yeah, it is bizarre. It is bizarre. They don't want anyone looking at it.
If you look at the black woman in Jackson who's
Dodgy.
up for yes, who is shady as fucking shit, considering her entire record of child sex crimes has been diminished from
Yep.
the recommended sentence. Every single one of them.
Has every single one has either been the minimum or lower than the minimum.
Hasn't the average been like 31% in reduced sentences in like the 10
think it's
years?
something like that.
In the 10 of them? Yeah. It's
She's never given over the recommended sentence. I don't believe.
new, which
Wrong with
is
that, but I'm
creepy.
fairly sure she's never given over the recommended.
This is why I said you should crowdfund a cannon and fire these people into the sun. This is why I said in the video is that these people, you can't tolerate them because they'll go further. That you need to put a stop to them in some way. Because letting them run loose is not an option.
Wait, you see what they do?
Yes.
I would never have. I really would never have thought this in the early 2000s. I
Mm,
would have, and I know I did. I was like, oh, the Republicans are just being silly on this. They have no desire to do this kind of stuff.
And now it looks
But
like the fucking Republicans need to go fucking full force sixth gear, and
They won't.
yeah,
They
of course,
won't.
yeah, the fucking Republicans are such spineless fucking weasels.
It does.
I
it's
hate
why,
the
like,
Republicans, dude.
Why
You know what is this ridiculous? Is
neither you nor I are Republican for a reason.
yes, but what's amazing is, and this is gonna sound really weird, but Trump acts like a monarch. Like he keeps these fucking
Mm-hmm.
people in check. Because without him there, they just go like, "Oh fuck you, we're not gonna do anything." Like, they have no spine. When Trump is there, Trump is like a fucking man with a whip. Like, and he treats these people.
In a way.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like treats them like slaves, but he needs to keep fucking order.
Let's say he doesn't do that. Would you mind reading this article for a minute while I clear my throat and smoke a cigarette for a second? Probably two actions that are not conducive to one another, but
Yeah, I was kind of thinking like that was a really stupid thing you just said.
also I just had a nosebleed, so I'm not gonna be able to like.
That makes
just give me
it
a minute.
worse.
No, anytime the weather changes, so like it's getting warm right now.
No, the
Anytime the
nosebleed
weather
says, "Bitch, stop smoking."
No, my
Yes.
whole life since I was a little kid,
You've been
when
smoking?
the weather changes, I get a nosebleed. It's always been that way, man. Go ahead for a second while I try to deal with this, okay? I have
know.
you have the article up.
Yes, and that's so. I know Dutchman just said that's what a leader is, not a monarch is necessarily. I agree. Democracy works. Rest my case. Okay, why is democracy not working now? Because it doesn't have a fucking leader. It needs the head of a party, and without one there, it crumbles. So, new. That's why democracy does not work. Fuck you.
He's just a little
New.
brat, man.
I favor the monarch. Give me monarchy because democracy and group people gay and stupid.
Go ahead and read the article.
That's some pompous on daily right now. Upon learning that 3 moderate Republicans, these people are not moderates, they're that word. Senator Lisa Murkowski, gay. Susan Collins, gay. Mitt Romney, really gay. Would support the Supreme Court nomination of Ketanji Brown. Of course, it's because they're sex addicts, probably. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene offered the most derogatory, simplistic disparagement she could muster, otherwise known as the truth. Murkowski, Collins, and Romney are pro-pedophile. It's, well, if you vote for that creature, you fucking are. That's not a disparity. That's just the way it is. Green wrote on Twitter, they just voted for... Wait a minute, how was she on Twitter? Wasn't she banned?
She has a second account. She has her official government account can't really be banned, but her personal account was banned.
Oh, okay.
Because again, they can't ban POTUS, but as soon as Trump's not POTUS anymore, they can ban @real Donald Trump. You know.
Because this latest election was fortified and hence not democracy. Ah, okay, so you rely on voting. We don't rely on voting because voting is gay. So we don't have this problem. We have peaceful transfer called hereditary. Anyway.
Well, it's not always been peaceful historically, but often been quite unpeaceful, to be fair. But
To
we're
be fair,
talking
the
about
American one didn't exactly start out great either.
thousands of years of history versus about
Let's
300.
see. This was incorrect in both the abstract and the specifics. No, it's not. That's very much true. To the second point, the Senate has not taken the vote to formally consent to Jackson's nomination. Yeah, and why do you think that is?
Because of her horrifying past decision.
Yeah, there we go. Nor is it a vote
Really?
to support Jackson's pro-pedophile in any rational sense. Well, actually, I think a lot of people did not vote for her because she has a disturbing stance towards child sex offenders.
Yes, and
Yes.
it is disturbing. When you have a completely consistent way of voting, which is either to vote for the minimum or less, or try to advocate for less than the minimum even, or for far lower than what's being requested. It's every single case that's come across your desk. Spoon, I don't know. I don't understand why someone would do that. Okay, I really don't.
I want to troll Azra so fucking badly.
Child sex offense is about the worst thing that exists in the world. I mean, it's way up there. It's way up there.
Yeah.
And so why does she have this consistent stance of, I'm going to look at, like, arguably one of the worst crimes someone can commit, a sex crime against a child.
Yeah,
And I'm going to be real lenient
and it
on
had to be a
all of
black
them
woman.
every time. What are you doing? That's it. Go ahead, sorry.
I swear to God, these people want to make everyone that isn't white look bad. I swear to God, that is what these people do because they want white people to rise.
They selected this woman because she's a far leftist. That's why. She just also happens to be very lenient on child sex offenders, and I think they didn't really consider at the time because they want her to get trans stuff through, of allowing people to transition, 6-year-olds and stuff.
Yeah,
and
which
clearly she has an issue with
which should get you beaten.
Clearly, she doesn't have an issue with people doing things that are morally wrong to children. So perfect pick for that choice.
Sadwing just said this will end in blood. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Parents are getting sick of it. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, that's good. They should be.
They should. Yeah.
Yeah. Ultimately end with the collapse of the left while they screech for children. Fucking creepy bastards. Anyway, Green's argument is rooted in accusations leveled against Jackson during her nomination hearings by Senator Josh Hawley and others, calling that she'd been unusually lax in sentencing those charged with sex crimes related to child pornography. That's because that's true. As both fact-checkers and conservatives pointed out, those allegations were unfounded. No, they fucking weren't. They literally were streamed, you dipshit. Everyone could fucking see them. You can go on YouTube right now and look up Forbes. They have them all the time.
Yeah.
So that's complete rubbish. But for me, that's a straight up lie, by the way. That's a straight lie. Because that is what she has done. And you can see this in her own fucking record brought to her in her own fucking face. So that's rubbish. Joe wanted a judge that'll have his back for all the kitty sniffing. Yeah, that's what many people have said.
Oh yeah.
I agree. That is a fucking cope. It's just absurd. Let's see. As both factors, but for many on the right, soft on child porn became a central part of Jackson's purported philosophy. Yeah, because it's only the most central theme in her entire fucking history of sentencing. So yeah, that's probably a reason why. Like, you're looking like this is not a person that should serve on the court because her judgment is disturbing.
She served. Sorry, I had to look this up. Even Snopes confirms this. That Ketanji Brown Jackson was the judge on the Pizzagate shooter case. Where he didn't
I
actually
heard
kill
that,
anyone
yeah.
And gave him, I think, the maximum sentence. So
She's a far left idealist.
Okay, well, that adds a very weird additional element to it, right? That she was very, very aggressive, litigiously, in terms of her decisions as a judge against a person who did bring a gun to this ping pong pizza place that he believed was the center of a child trafficking sex ring.
And the more
Very
this goes
hard-
on, the more it actually looks like that might actually be true.
Very harsh on that person, but very lenient on child sex offenders.
Yeah, just to make an example of them, that's why.
That's
The
a
contention.
very disconcerting dichotomy. Also, Jarnagi for $5. Thank you, Jarnagi. He said, Joe wanted a judge that'll have his back for all the kids sniffing. Maybe.
It wouldn't surprise me if that actually was the case, to be honest. And I do think that's actually true.
Why is all this pederast shit happening?
Because the left are fucking degenerates. Like, these people are people you you kidnap, put in a sack, and fire out of a cannon.
I mean, the way James Lindsay describes it is that the whole point is to...
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead, and then I'll finish mine.
Do you think you can cure these people?
Which ones? The pedophiles? Or
Yes. The people who hold these fucking worldviews.
Someone who's molested a child should probably get the death sentence.
No, I mean like these far leftists who hold these fucking worldview.
I think it's baked in the moral foundation.
Okay, so here's your thing. You have to either drastically clean the fuck out of these institutions, or your guillotine is gonna get sharpened a lot.
Or remove the right to vote.
I don't think that's gonna work. Because it's not a question of voting, it's an ideological thing. And also, I don't trust voting at this point.
But that's what I mean. But I don't know how... I can't even comprehend this worldview. You know what I mean?
Yes, neither can I, because it's sick.
I'm trying to be quite understanding of other people's perspectives, but I don't get this. I really don't get this.
I don't know, I just have this thing inside me that if you touch a child, that you should lose your hands. In a sexual way. I just think like, no, you should lose limbs. And no ifs, ands, or buts. I don't have a problem with corporal punishment because I think that's kind of necessary. But I think as far as like,
why are they doing this? I can't understand any other reason. And again, what James Lindsay, the way he's described it, is that they intentionally, whether or not you agree with him, but his proposal, and he's read a lot of Marxist scholarship that he believes backs it. I know that the Lotus Series did a video today where they were, I think John got into something with James Lindsay on Twitter, where they disagreed, and he said basically stop trying to relate this to Marxism. But I really actually think Lindsay is right on that, is that it is related to the Marxist ideology, because what I think maybe John was missing, and I like John a lot, but I think what he was missing there is the connection there is that the Marxist ideology is all about class struggles and struggles between people of different classes. And the way that they justify this using the Marxist ideology is that there's a class struggle between adults and children, because children have less rights, right?
yes.
And so they see part of the struggle is that, well, children should have the same rights as adults.
That's fucking stupid.
It's a struggle the same way that it's a struggle between the proletariat and the bourgeois. Was it Thomas? Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you, killing us slowly. I couldn't remember who said it.
George said if you build the guillotine correctly, you don't need to sharpen it. Okay. If that's true, then my apologies. I don't know. I'm not exactly very familiar with the blade aspect of a guillotine. It's not something I've experienced in using with any frequency. Though if we keep going down this fucking road, I think eventually some of us will.
Probably. And yeah, sorry, it was Thomas, not John.
It's time for guillotines.
I don't think the thing that was missed there is that you really can't separate these things entirely. Is that the reason they come to this? I don't think it's just that it's how they justify it. I think it's how they come to this.
Adultify children is fucking disturbing.
I think it's how they come to this perspective, and not just how they justify it, but how they come to it is out of Marxist ideology, and they see that in their minds that the fact that children can't consent to sex is somehow oppressing them, is oppressing children.
I feel like anyone who makes this argument, guillotine, like instantly.
I watched all of Dr. Lindsay's videos on it, and I've read a lot of the literature as well. And as far as I can tell, I mean, that's what they seem to be saying is in the literature, like Theodore Adorno is, although not just him alone, is that a lot of them are saying that, yeah, we need to liberate children because it's a class struggle or it's related to the class struggle. It's another type of struggle where we have two classes of people that are unequal, and we must make them equal. And the way that you do that is by making pedophilia legal. Now, that might be what it
New
is on the surface.
things.
The actual deeper thing is, and I do agree with Dr. Lindsay on this as well, that the purpose is to deeply, deeply traumatize human beings so that they become dejected. They have massive psychological issues, and they will rely on the state.
And daddy government will take care of them, yeah.
Rely on the state to take care of them. And I just really, that's what I seem to see there. It's not just in the pedophilia stuff, it's in the trans stuff as well. They want to make people more dysgenic so that they hate themselves, and so that they will join, basically ask the government, please, somebody, I need someone to save me from myself and from my own self-hatred. And I think I mean, like, again, this is talked about in some of the documents that and the books that Lindsay goes over. They say it openly that that the problem with the reason they don't like capitalism is people are too happy under it. So they need to make people more unhappy so that they'll
Miserable, yeah.
engage in revolution. Well, how do you make people more unhappy?
Starve
Have them
them.
be molested. Have them be molested. Well, you can't starve them in a very in a very wealthy country like the U.S. Do you know what I mean?
Does it
It's
not
much more
strike you
difficult.
weird as the trans thing is overwhelmingly male to female and not the other way around?
Why do you think that is? I'll tell you
Because
why.
demonizing men is a thing that the West does, because
Yep, there you go.
strong men is vital cornerstone of society. Obviously.
Yeah, it's because men have been demonized, and men don't want to be men anymore because they're not equals in society. They're lesser under this leftist sort of perspective. Men are really do have lesser rights in terms of for example, control over childcare and over their lives with their children.
You should
So
read that what Ant just wrote in the box for
Ant-Man for
$10.
10
I disagree with that.
think you're overanalyzing. They worship the civil rights movement and will recreate it on every single social stigma without regards to the consequences. I think the thing with that Ant-Man is that you have different people on different kind of levels, right? There are some people who are the kind of more useful idiots who really do just they think they're doing a good thing. They think they're doing a good thing. And then you have other people who intentionally are trying to. These are the people at the higher levels, the academics kind of. They are trying to subvert things. They are trying to move in communist ideology. So it's easy to get them confused because I think the average supporter of this stuff does not understand the complexity of it. Also, as some people in the chat have brought up, that it's mostly FTM. That's in young people right now, in people under the age of like 20. We see that the vast majority, and it's something like 70% of people coming out as trans under the age of 20 are female to male. However, also that study that they made them retract, even though I've explained the rapid onset gender dysphoria study. The thing with that study is the reason why it was retracted was because they spoke to the parents, not to the children, and they said, well, that's not fair. This can't publish this study. That's not right. I don't agree with that, by the way. But in the discussion with the parents said that the desisting rate of young people, predominantly, again, female to male young people, was something like 90% within 4 years. So, yeah, in teenagers, yes, it is largely female to male. I think that is pretty evident that that's a social issue. That in terms of that is something spreading socially.
I agree with Neon said. They said, yeah, most of your grounders don't really know what they're talking about. The scholar class is what should be your first target. Agreed. Because it's academia, where all this fucking crap is spawned from.
Right, and it's the scholars who are making these arguments about all.
Yeah, Mobile makes this argument as well. Is that universities is the cause of all of this, and that's what you need to kill.
Well, during the Red Scare, going again back to McCarthy, who keeps coming up, to a lot of commies went out of the streets and into the university to teach, and they never left. They never left.
Yeah, they've been there for fucking decades. Yeah.
Yeah, for the last 70 years.
Yeah, Molbach said the way to eradicate them is to drive a tank through Harvard Yard. I'm totally in favor of that.
Yeah. Well, disavow. But
What you
There's
want? You don't want the military to run? Actually, that's a bad idea. I think the current
No, I don't want the
military
military
would
to do
like
anything.
that's not a good idea. I think a military under Trump would not be bad.
Hmm.
The problem with it is a lot of
No,
these
no,
ideas sound viable when you put a good leader in it. That's the fucking thing. I think if you were to say to someone, make Trump king right now and dissolve most of the state, probably a lot of people would go, that's not a bad idea, actually. We're in favor
some
of that.
people would.
Yeah,
Some people would.
I'd be one of them.
Real quick, Bingo Bango says, I'm D-trans. I used to go to an LGBT group. Almost everyone who went in was, as a lesbian, ended up trans. Yeah, that's the big thing, is that there seems to be a push within these LGBTQ kind of communities, and I've heard many people talk about it in terms of their D-trans experience, that it's, if you're a lesbian, or if you're just a girl who's confused, because puberty is
Oh,
puberty
God.
is far more. Look,
I like what
Spoon.
Dan just wrote.
Um,
It is, or does anyone else pronounce LGBT as LGBT?
activity. But
I will from now on, because
from now
that
on,
does tickle me. LGBT.
the
It sounds musical now.
I think we can all kind of look. It's not like puberty is easy on either sex, right? But for women, it's rough, right?
Because you get to grow boobs and you make men do dumb shit.
Oh, Arturus, if you want to make clips of the show, I thought I told you this. It's absolutely fine. Absolutely, dude. Sorry. So anyway, my point is, going through puberty as a woman is a little bit different than as a guy. As a guy, your voice gets lower, testes descend.
Yeah, I can attest to that.
Well, I mean, it's
No pun intended.
uncomfortable, but as a woman or as a female, it's a lot of physical changes. You menstruate, you grow breasts, you gain weight in weird places, in hips. Typically speaking,
Bringing back the whimsy.
I'm just saying that for a lot
LGBT.
of for a lot of young girls, it's really uncomfortable. So
Yeah, I can still remember which girls grew boobs, like substantial ones, to the point like it made you could see the change on guys around them, and it was looking back at it now, it's kind of really weird.
oh yeah, I
Yeah.
remember the girls who grew boobs first suddenly became very popular, right?
Yeah, they were always kind of popular though, for the most part. They just became more.
I know, but it was like girls who were
You could tell which
not
ones were sluts pretty
necessarily.
easily.
Just in my experience, the girls in my middle school, for example, who were not necessarily the most popular beforehand, suddenly became the most popular very, very, very quickly.
That's because boobs make you do stupid things. I don't know why.
But my point is, I can understand, having been through female puberty, how it's like a girl might. Okay, without getting into detail, I think everyone knows, or can probably guess, if you're not a lady, that periods stink. They kind of suck. You know what I mean? It's not fun. For almost all women, it hurts, and even if it doesn't hurt really bad, it's extremely, extremely inconvenient and just shitty. So if someone's saying, "Oh, well, what if you could go back, basically, to not have this? Maybe you're just a boy. If this makes you feel uncomfortable, you're feeling uncomfortable because you're going through puberty. Well, maybe you're just a boy." I can see why, particularly for young women, that is an extremely compelling argument. That is why you get all these young women who are like, wait a minute, you mean I can just take a pill and this will go away? And I can go back to living the life I lived before? I can see why that's very, very, very persuasive to young teen women.
Creepy
young teen girls.
shit.
Which is really creepy. Really,
Yes.
really fucking creepy. Could you continue the article? I'm gonna close my door 1 sec.
I don't know fucking hell, what even was I? Let's see. It's not surprising that Green endorsed this idea. Why? Because she's sane. Before being elected in Congress, she was active in promoting the extremist QAnon ideology. I don't actually think that was true. A centerpiece of which is based on false claims that there's a cabal of powerful people who are engaged in abusing children. I think if you don't think that the way the vice... I just said vice president because Obama was fucking basically playing him. There's definitely the case. And Epstein Island, like, hello? What, you fucking kidding me? We all know this. There is. This is not a fucking false claim. It's
No,
not
like
a
an
rumor,
elect-
it's fucking true. For God's sakes. It has incited violence and criminal acts and radicalized its followers. Yes, as it should, because you people are fucking sick bastards and you should be guillotined. The FBI has... No one trusts the fucking FBI. The FBI has, like, not opposed the fucking Russiagate thing. Designated it a domestic terrorism threat. Yeah, that's because they're probably fucking in on it, actually. QAnon was itself an evolution of the Pizzagate conspiracy, which Green also wrote about as potentially true. And I feel like the more crap comes out, the more it looks like it might be.
Oh, I don't believe that Q stuff at all.
No, I don't believe that, but I believe that the Pizzagate thing...
Oh, that stuff, it's really
it's
suspicious.
becoming more compelling, which is... This is the thing that I've noticed about the left. Everything that they say is nuts after a while becomes... You get like little pieces and you go, we should maybe look into that because it's getting a bit weird.
It was yeah, it was weird. There was a lot of weird stuff that came out with that in the emails, in the websites, in the place itself. All of it looked really weird. I think it was just as with many things, I think it was a tiny, itty little tiny bit of a symptom of a greater disease.
Yeah, it's just pushing one thing to the extreme. But at this point, there is enough creepy stuff to where I'm thinking... Like, at this point, when people say, oh, the reason why I want to take it seriously is because the FBI was willing to waste, like, what, $35 million in fucking Russiagate, which they knew was a pile of fucking ass. So when they don't want to spend money on this crap, it makes me think that there's something to it.
Well, it is curious, right? Yeah, we had to spend a whole bunch of government money and
on
funding.
shit you know was false. You knew from the fucking get-go was rubbish. And you still wasted $35 million fucking dollars of the taxpayers' money on nothing. And this you don't want to investigate. Like, that makes me go,
it is
why?
Telling. Well, maybe not telling. It's suspicious.
Yes, very.
It's like, oh, we don't want to... Meanwhile, the severity of the, kind of...
They don't want to look into Hunter Biden stuff, and we know now that that's true.
Well, we'll get into that in a moment. Yeah, we know that's true. We also know new stuff about the guy who leaked the laptop, or who made the laptop. But the reality is...
The guy in the shop, or...
The guy who gave in the laptop, who handed it in.
Well, Hunter was the one who gave in the laptop.
The whistleblower about it.
There was a whistleblower?
I have an article. Yeah, I've got an article on it.
Okay, this is news to me. I'm not familiar with this.
Yeah,
one.
it just happened to me today.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I don't know.
So, the point is, though, in terms of the severity, the Russiagate claims was that there were Russian bots on Facebook and Twitter who were shilling for Donald Trump and may have influenced people to vote for him. That was the claim, correct?
Yes.
Am I misremembering that? Because I believe that was the claim, is that they weren't like they didn't actually hack the election. They were just Russian bots. They might have, that was later. But it was mostly the claim, when they were trying to be realistic, was that, Russian bots on Twitter and Facebook are buying ads and shilling to get people to vote for Trump.
God, I just read the next bit. That's just fucking stupid.
Well, one sec. But comparatively to this claim, which is that there's a big groomer ring, and that's not the one you want to investigate?
Is weird.
Children being assaulted?
And very little, if anything, happened to Epstein. I mean,
but meanwhile,
he's dead,
we need to spend... Right, well, yeah. But meanwhile, that's not so interesting. But we do have to spend millions and millions of dollars investigating that maybe there were some Russian paid-for ads that showed up on Facebook.
Yeah.
Great allocation of funds.
Yeah. Russia spent thousands upon thousands of money for Facebook ads to elect Trump, who told them, don't do anything or I'll nuke you to pieces. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Very cute.
Okay, sure, why not? At this point, though, insinuations about Democrats embracing pedophilia or downplaying sex crime victimization children are not simply the political fringe making its way into the Capitol. No, because we could see it in fucking plain sight. Instead, pedophile or groomer, a term used to describe people who try to prepare children for abuse, which is what you do, has of late replaced socialist as a preferred political pejorative. Long saying, no, it hasn't.
First of all, why not both? Secondly, because you can be both at the same time.
Yes.
But secondly, the things that you are doing and advocating for, not just in the case of the Ketanji Jackson Brown hearing.
The shit from Disney is not socialist. It's because you were actively calling it the gay agenda, and you are openly
Yes.
saying you want to influence kids, that's not an act of socialism. That's an act of you want to groom children, you fucking
You're-
weirdos.
You're doing it in
Socialism
states
doesn't
all
fit
across the
there.
country. Yeah, well, again, if James Lindsay does claim that they're
Is it
related,
overlap?
and I think that he makes some good points as to why they might be. But either way, these are two distinct things, right?
It's definitely state sponsored. That is true.
Oh, it's all state sponsored, clearly.
Yes.
But it's interesting that they are so upset about the word groomer being used to describe their freaking behavior when, again, this all pops up around the Florida legislation. And we read it before, but just to go over, to reiterate what the Florida legislation, the Don't Say Gay bill, what it actually says, which doesn't include the word gay, so I guess they did get that part right again, is that you can't teach sexual education to children under the age of 9.
Which I'm
And
actually
that
totally okay with.
that includes heterosexual sexual education. You can't talk about PP and VV, okay? You can't talk about any of that to children under the age of 9, and I'm fine with all of that. I don't want teachers talking about heterosexual sex to prepubescent kids either, okay?
So you can't teach about the vice president.
The reality is,
But you said
yeah.
VP.
Oh, I said VV, but
So what was the other
PP.
one?
PP.
Yeah, so put them together.
Oh, PP and V. Oh, there we go.
There
Okay,
we
I
go.
got it. All right. So, but I do
To
not
be fair, she's
want.
probably asexual at this point. I think
I do not want.
she's been ridden out of town.
I do not want elementary school teachers or kindergarten teachers talking about any kind of sexual intercourse with children under the age of 9. And that's what that bill does. You can't talk about sex to kids under the age of 9. Why are they freaking out? And why are they freaking out so much about this term groomer? It's my
Because
contention.
it describes them.
Because it describes them. That's
Yeah.
why they're so mad. That's why they're fucking shitting and pissing and crying.
Do you know what I also think? I think it's because it has... You know what? This is like the thing with the fascism. Like, they will use a label they know that has bad staying power to smear. So when someone calls them groomer, which already has a bad connotation, they take offense to it because it's not something they can pervert because it's already bad.
Even though, again, these are the people who will call anyone who
Yes.
disagrees with them, even slightly, a Nazi, right?
I don't
when
actually
you're
mind that, by the way. Because
whatever.
it just makes them look fucking stupid. Like, yes, I'm a
I mean, it
monarchist
does.
who's in favor of Nazism. It's like, what the fuck? There's a polar opposite, you
Well,
retards.
It is very funny. Since I came out and started advocating for monarchy, I have been called a communist, a socialist, a fascist, a totalitarian. I've been called every name in the book, and it's like, did you ever think that maybe advocating monarchy is not any of those things, and you're stuck in a weird dichotomistic way of looking at the universe because
Yeah.
of shit like this? Okay?
What happened after the First World War in Germany? What happened in the Russian Revolution with the Tsar overthrow? You fucking historically illiterate shitheads.
Dude, neon suspenders, by the way, I would not in any way be shocked if they tried to reclaim the word groomer, being like,
Yeah, they will.
we are. We're trying to groom kids into being okay with being who they are.
That is something they will actually say.
Within
6 months.
I'll put money down. Within 6 months, they will try to reclaim the word groomer, being like, it's okay to be a groomer.
Yeah, they will.
Because we're just teaching kids that we're just grooming them to understand that they know that it's okay to be yourself.
It's like they tried to do that with Brandon.
Oh my god,
And
it
it
was so funny.
failed fucking miserably.
It was really funny when they tried to rebrand Let's Go Brandon. That was hilarious. But I
It's
wouldn't
so
be shocked.
fucking bad.
I would not in any way be shocked if you see a rebranding attempt of the word groomer, because they're clearly very mad about it right now.
Yes, because it's a bad
there are
phrase.
so many articles about it. So
Yes.
many articles where there's like,
I agree with Sad, by the way. They did steal the rainbow.
they did, yeah, a universal just
Somewhere Noah is
Dash
pissed the
recurring
fuck
phenomenon.
off.
yeah.
Fuck you.
But
You got
one thing
animals,
that-
all the animals on the boat, and then these. I almost said the F word. Co-opted the fucking rainbow.
Phosphorus brings up a good point. There's currently attempt to normalize maps. I don't know how much that's astroturfed. I hope that's not real. I hope it is astroturfed. But Do you know what a map is, Spoon?
I do not.
It is
I've
a
seen it.
minor. It's a minor attractive.
I don't even. Yeah. As soon as you said minor, I could figure the rest out.
Yep.
Yeah.
They don't like the word pedophile, so they've said, well, it's just a sexuality, like being gay or being bisexual or asexual. And everyone else went, could you not? Could you please not lump us in with freaking pedos? Oh, I can't help it. I was born this way. I'm just attracted to minors. Then get therapy. The people you're attracted to cannot consent. Jesus Christ. Jesus, Jesus Christus Pantocrator. Fuck off, dude.
I'm thinking of
Where are we at?
acronyms for that.
For what?
MAP.
Yeah, the map goes against the wall. They write Timid Falconite.
An early Tumblr. Oh god, so that's a.
Yes, it's been going on for it's been around for a while. Where are we at in
I
this
cannot
article?
associate Tumblr with anything but butts.
Do you see a lot of porn on Tumblr? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's because I have a friend who has a voluptuous bum, and like she's known for her bum. It's like almost like a comedic kind of thing, and then she just has a picture of, or she has like a stacked picture just of girls' bums, because she like, appreciates booty.
And she's on Tumblr, I'm guessing.
I don't think she is.
Oh,
Again, it's kind of
I don't
it's kind of like
understand.
it's kind of a gag.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Oh.
she just you just look at her like she's like the kind of person like you can smack her bum and she will not get upset. Just like that.
Oh, okay, please.
Yes. Yeah, so it's more like a tool of amusement at this point. She's like a very noticeable bum for her height and weight. So yeah, it's kind of like her thing is booty. God bless her.
Where were we at? Where were we at?
It's no wonder, or it's a fair wonder what Jackson's nomination would have looked like.
Go ahead, please, yeah.
Or it was, but no, right. Predictably, Green is the least nuanced in making the charge. Yes, because blunt force trauma at this point is kind of fucking necessary. But she's not alone. Molly Hemingway, a right-wing writer, made a point similar in slightly less direct language. She writes for the Federalist, doesn't she?
I'm not sure.
Like,
I'm not
I'm
familiar.
99% sure she writes for the Federalist. Because I
Federalist, yeah.
recognize the name, yes.
Yeah. Federalist and contributor at Fox.
Yes, pointing to Romney's opposition to Jackson's nomination to the appeals court, I thought he was voting for her. And he's in opposition to jack shit. He looks like a slimy motherfucker, doesn't he?
I'm not sure.
You don't think
Anyway,
Romney looks like a slimy bastard?
Oh, yeah, I don't like Romney at all. I don't. Yeah, I think he looks like a slimy bastard. I think he is a slimy bastard.
Yeah, he's a venture capitalist. Fuck him.
I can't tolerate Mitt Romney.
Yeah. There's
Complete
something about him that
neo-con
either seems so he's so plastic. He's like the villain in he could play Michael Douglas in
He is very
in Wall
plastic.
Street.
That's a good way of describing him now I think about it, yeah.
Yes.
He's very plastic.
Yeah, because he's got no personality.
Yeah, again, these neocon
He's a cardboard
fuckwits,
cutout. Yeah.
I don't care for any of them. The Republican Party is a complete disaster.
So what you like about Mitch McConnell? His face looks at least funny.
Well, he looks like a turtle.
Yes. There's two Irish puppets called Podge and Rog. If you look them up, he looks like them. Seriously. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up a picture. I'll show you guys.
Hodge and Raj. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he does.
Yeah.
A little bit, if he was a ginger.
Yes. Tell me he doesn't look like these fuckers. Don't insult Gordon Gekko. No, he is like Gordon Gekko. In the sense of his slimy personality. He doesn't have the charisma of Gordon Gekko, absolutely. Fucking look at him. He really does look like them.
Anyway.
Do you know what I first thought he looked like? He looks like the Saw mascot.
Oh, what's he called? Jigsaw?
Yeah, I think so. But he looks like him as well.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Anywho, where were we at?
Give him a couple more wrinkles, he looked like Professor Farnsworth.
Pointing to Romney's opposition to Jackson's nomination to the appeals court, Hemingway charged that, quote, the only new info since he voted against her a few months ago was increased awareness of her, quote, soft-on-pedos approach. In her case, her intent wasn't obvious. She later retweeted a supporter arguing that, quote, the only change has been her record on pedophilia coming to light. Agree. Romney has explained how his process at this time was different, explaining to CNN that he was doing a much deeper dive than he had for Jack's prior nomination, given the stakes of the Supreme Court appointment. Well, I certainly would freaking hope so. What's more, there has been unquestionably a lot of additional information about Jackson that's come to light, though both questionnaires to which she responded and multiple days of hearings, through multiple days of hearings. But to diminish Romney, a lazy, sympathetic to pedophilia label is slapped on him.
Is it really so?
Well, you're not. You're being like, I'll do something about it. I'll do a deep dive. It's all come out. It came out in the court hearing.
Yeah.
We saw her entire voting record. What are you doing, Mitt? It's fair to wonder what Jackson's nomination fight would have looked like if it were not for the legislation in Florida. It is interesting that they are occurring simultaneously. Framed as an effort to protect parents, the bill would, among others, prevent teachers from offering instruction on sexual orientation or gender identity for kids in kindergarten to 3rd grade.
Why is that bad?
Critics have noted both that the legislation is Why is it bad? Because these are prepubescent children who
No. I'm asking, why is it bad to prevent them?
I know.
I'm defending the bill.
I am also defending the bill. Because, of course, it's not appropriate to teach children under the age of 9, instructing them on sex and how sex works.
Yeah, that's the bit that I don't get. I don't... Like, I feel like if I was a parent and someone said, I want to teach your child about sex and they're 7 years old, I feel like I would have this overwhelming urge to kick the living shit out of them.
5 to 9.
Yeah, I would probably enrage and just start kicking the shit out of them. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Again, just to reiterate, just so everyone's really clear, this entire debacle that's making people freak out all over the US is over the idea that you can't teach 5 to 9-year-olds in public schools about sex acts. That's it. Heterosexual and homosexual.
Yeah, that's new.
I'm sorry, if that's upsetting to you, and we played that video, I think, was it last week, of the kindergarten teacher who was like on the verge of tears. What am I going to do if they ask me about my husband? Nothing in the bill says anything about that. They don't care. We don't care. You can't teach them about butt sex or heterosexual sex. That's all it says. Fuck off. Sincerely, fuck off.
Have you guys noticed, and this is a thing for you and the chat, that the world has more and more started to look like old episodes of South Park?
Yeah, really.
And it's not a fucking joke. Like, it legitimately looks like a South Park episode, the world we're in right now. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, South Park is satire that's taking things to it. Of course, one of the things that satire does often is to have a heightened reality, right? But I feel like we're living in heightened reality.
Yes.
Where everything has to be... It's so insane. It's so ridiculous.
It's weird.
Why this horrible, vile, evil bill says is you can't teach children under the age of 9 about any kind of sex. Prepubescent children. That's why they're mad about this word grooming. Because they know it accurately describes what they're trying to do.
Yeah, because that is what you're trying to do.
How else could you describe it? These are prepubescent kids. They're not sexual yet. They haven't developed sexually yet.
Yes, and if they have any questions about it and that they're not doing it right or wrong, who do you think they're going to go to?
Ask mommy and daddy. It's not your place.
Yes.
But
if the teachers teach them and they don't get it right, who do you think they're going to go to?
I don't know.
They'll go to the teachers.
Okay,
That's why.
yeah. I like. Okay, so there are things like it's not
These are not people
I,
you tolerate.
okay. Just to be clear, um, young children masturbate. There's evidence that literal like fetuses engage in touching themselves. Okay, in
I
the
was just
womb.
taking the equipment for a test drive.
Okay, like obviously, yeah, it's taking it for a test drive. So you might have a
That's more
situation
comedy,
where
by the way.
what I'm saying, you might have it's very common to have a situation where a child might, you know, touch themselves or whatever and ask their parent about what that means. But I'm sorry, in the school,
The state, like,
no.
new.
So when I was in elementary school, right, there was a boy in my class who would just masturbate or just I mean, you can't when I was in like third grade, right? And we all saw it happening. I remember this because we all saw him sitting there just with his hands in his pants. So you can't come when you're that young. So he's just sitting there just pulling on his dick all day. And the teacher basically told us to ignore it, which was told him to stop and told us to ignore it. This kid had like severe mental problems, by the way.
I'm a
But I
guy, by
remember
the way,
seeing
we're just taught to laugh at this kind of shit. Especially if you're that age, you just think it's fucking funny. Like, you
yeah,
do.
third grade is what? Yeah, this age, like
Third
9
grade
or 8 or
is
something like
8 or
that.
9. Yeah, I was 9.
And so it's just like I remember we saw this kid. He would just sit there and jack off, and it was just like it was just kind of we would like just kind of like okay, gross. Just don't acknowledge it. Do you know what I mean? We all made fun of him for it, but that because it was not
Yeah,
directly to
that's
his
how
face.
normal people do shit when they see
Yeah,
something weird as they
yeah,
make
like
fun of it.
that's
Yes.
weird that you're doing that. I mean, maybe a teacher should tell him,
Yes, look, even
"Fuck,
the chat thinks
knock
it's
it off."
funny.
Like knock it off. Stop doing that. I was not in special class. It was in a regular fucking class. He would just sit there. It was in West Virginia. We didn't have the same kind of special stuff, the same degree. So even the kids that were special needs were in with the regular class too for
Do
a lot
you
of
know
it.
what
Hmm?
weirds me out the most about this? I don't know about any of you guys, but I I don't have a fucked up view of sex or have any problems with sex. You just grow up and you acclimate to it naturally. You don't need to be taught it from the age of like fucking 7, you perverted bastards. Like you could
I can't even.
if there was like a fucked up society when it came to sex, then you could make the case that yeah, you maybe need to bring more education. Do you remember there was that South Park episode when they talked about condom use and they wanted to teach sex ed earlier and earlier and earlier, and they
Oh
were
right,
just
right, right. Yeah,
mocking it for the absurdity of what it is.
I
That
know.
is literally the fucking
That's
episode
what
we're
they
in
want
right
to
now.
do. Now we're unironically at the point where it's like, yeah, we need to teach sex ed to kindergartners. And
Yes.
okay, also I'll tell you. So my mom has told me. My mom again teaches preschool and kindergarten, and she's told me that like the kids will touch themselves when they're in nap time. Okay, that's not her place to talk to them about that. They're doing that because it's a natural response. Okay, that's the human body. But just don't fucking talk about it. Do you know what I mean?
I like the way
It's
that
not your place. That's mommy and daddy's job at that point.
I like the way
Because it
that your mother feels ashamed at the idea of talking to kids about that. That's a normal reaction.
now she's talked to me about it in the past and said like she's gone to like some of them again, you get the kind of sped kid who goes real ham. Do you know what I mean? And has had to go over and be like, stop, right? But this is kindergarten and preschool. I don't know if you remember when we'd have nap time and you lay on a little cot, you know, and they're sitting there going crazy, right? It's almost always boys, right?
Timmy,
But
have you ever seen Gladiator movies?
you like movies about gladiators. You ever been in a Turkish prison? But like you have to handle these things
I was
really
thinking more
delicately.
Unleashing Tigers, to be honest.
You have to handle these things. Oh, it's just lines from airplane. You got to handle that stuff really delicately, right?
Yeah, much more than
Um,
than
not,
they're handling it,
and like,
because they're going heavy-handed.
oh, now I'm inundated with memories of elementary school. But being like, what is Ross doing? Like, oh, fuck. Which was
Just
weird.
by
It
the
was
way,
weird.
myself and the chat are not going to be your therapist like for the next 10 minutes.
Well, it was again, when I was in 3rd grade or whatever, it was weird at the time, and I would have felt way more uncomfortable if our teacher had taken time out of the class to explain what Ross was doing. Do you know what I mean? All of us knew it was weird, right? It's just a natural, I think, human proclivity to know that him sitting over there in class when he's 9 years old or 8 years old, tugging his dick, was a weird thing to be doing. I don't need you to explain it to me.
Some joke about the human sundial.
Just
Rise
I
and shine.
bizarre that they so want to talk to kids about this when, again, at this point, this prepubescent stuff, and again, it's not unusual for children to touch themselves because they don't know. But that's for mommy and daddy to deal with. That is not for a government fucking employee to deal with. Unless it becomes an issue. If it becomes an issue, then take the kid aside and be like, again, if they're masturbating in class or whatever, and be like, hang on a minute, this is becoming a problem. And then maybe take them aside and talk about it. But take that kid aside. Don't take the whole class aside. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It should the whole class, because we're all like, we don't understand. But same thing. Aiden, this Ken Scouts says, Aiden, stop doxing my childhood school experiences. You said it was confidential. Ken, those are mine. Get out of my head. I think probably it's actually a funny thing. I think a lot of people have had these kind of experiences in childhood, you know? I mean, again, my mom's a kindergarten preschool teacher, and she says about once a year, you know, she gets usually one boy who
Sorry.
sometimes a girl though, who's just touching themselves during nap time. And that, again, normal developmental
The one
process.
plays with their pickle, the other one needs a pickle.
Normal developmental process of children. Just don't fucking talk about sex to them.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't even think that, actually, I read the legislation. I don't think that there's actually anything in it that says you can't talk about masturbation, by the way. Which I would find also weird, and I would not suggest,
The
and
first
not be
time I
in
heard
favor.
that phrase was on Beavis and Butthead.
What?
The first time I heard that phrase was on Beavis and Butthead.
Masturbation.
Masturbation.
And yeah, talking to the whole class about
Choking
it
your
would be
chicken.
because it would put it into the curriculum. However, there's nothing that says you can't. If you do have a child who's having an issue, let's say, of not either for whatever reason, who's having an issue with that stuff, there's nothing within it that says you can't take that child aside and say, just cut it out. You know what I mean? As far as I can tell. And I think that's until children are going through puberty and they're a little bit more mature and able to understand this stuff, you shouldn't be talking to them in a government-funded school about sex.
I think you should be in a private funded school either, to be honest.
No, in either, yes. And yeah, Kaylee Blue, you're definitely right. All that it says is that you can't talk about sex in the lesson plan. And that's why when we played last week, the one teacher who was crying about it, literally like on the verge of tears, and saying, well, what if my husband calls me? What am I supposed to say? There's nothing in it that says you can't do that. That you can be like, oh, it was my husband.
Say I'm a filthy
married,
degenerate and you shouldn't be talking to me.
But the reality is, like, there's nothing in the bill that says you can do that. Just can't talk to them about sex. And they're so mad about this that there's no other way to see it other than it really, really looks like you want to groom these kids. Because why else do you want to talk to children 9 and under about sex?
Yeah.
They don't have developed sex organs, okay?
Yeah.
Why do you want to talk to them about sex?
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about it that way. And yeah, that's weird.
Boys at that age, they can't produce semen. Girls at that age are not producing eggs. Outside of, oh, this is what they'll do. Extremely, extremely rare genetic disorder where, yeah, sometimes you have very, very young girls. And I mean, like, it happens where, with really young girls sometimes, where they basically start having their periods really, really early, like the age of like 2. It's a extremely rare genetic disorder that causes that, and they'll like, look, here's a 2-year-old who got a period, so we can talk to 2-year-olds about sexuality. Stop it. Stop using a microscopic portion of the populace to justify, let's be real, your desire to groom children to fuck them up in the head. Because that's what you want to do, as far as I can tell.
Yeah,
Exactly, George. Children don't have a sexuality. Just let them be kids. Let them just be children and not give a shit. You know? Goddamn. The presentation of the law has been made by a spokeswoman for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, among others. She referred to it as the anti-grooming bill.
Based Florida man.
When Disney spoke out against the law, the backlash was fierce. Clearly, some on the right seemed to think that one of the state's largest employers wasn't acting out of concern for its workers, but was instead a virulently pro-pedophilia organization.
That's because it is.
Disney makes entertainment for children.
And then it literally came out and said, we have a pro-gay agenda. So you literally are.
Yeah.
These were their own words.
Yes.
So yes, Disney is pro-pedophilia. I fucking said it.
We watched it last week. In their own private calls, they used the word gay agenda to describe what they were doing. Dude, Spoon, I feel like I'm living in backwards world. Because this is the shit that the right used to rail against in the 90s. Of like, oh, they're trying to do the gay agenda, and the left would laugh. We don't have a gay agenda.
Yeah.
And now they use the word gay agenda to describe what they're doing.
Yeah. Ah, it's almost like the Christians were right.
Well, we are right. I'm joking. I'm only a little bit, but Christ is king. I am actually joking. I don't care who will believe in it all. Religion is absolutely your own personal choice. Activist author Chris
if they keep pushing this shit, then I will don a Bible and beat these people all damn day, no problem.
Activist author Chris Rufo, formerly focused on the supposed threat of critical race theory to students, has been highlighting. Base Rufo has been highlighting incidences in which Disney employees were arrested for child sex crimes. Fox News Laura Ingraham alleged.
Did you see?
Have you seen it? We can pull it up.
No,
they linked to it.
He who shan't be named in England.
Oh, Romlin Tomlinson?
Yeah, that's the one. He had a thing on Getter where he said, I think for like the last 6 or 7 years, every single year Disney had employees arrested for like child sexual problems in their company. Yeah, every single fucking year.
Here's the years. 2012, 2013, 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22.
Yeah,
so for the last decade, Disney has had employees arrested for child sex crime. Now, is that necessarily correlation equals causation? No. But Disney, the most magical place on Earth, it's got some weird shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
That, again, it's not
Guillotine.
their fault for necessarily knowing this, but...
Guillotine.
Yeah. Oh, Shattered Hand of Naked Truth, I've triggered you with my stories of my childhood. I think most kids, am I wrong, probably knew like a weirdo kid in school. At least.
That was me, but I didn't do that shit.
Well, I was also a weirdo kid, and I didn't do that shit, but you know what I mean?
I was kind of a quiet kid, actually. I was very, very shy.
I was very shy.
Yeah. Up until I got out of school and I realized, oh my god, people are really fucking stupid.
Was it out of high school into college?
Well, where I got that attitude?
Yeah. Did you go to college?
Yeah. It was around, I'd say, become like politically aware? Like socially aware of things. Socially aware, I would say, was quite late. I'd say 2015. It's like in my mid-20s.
I became very good at being an autist. I became very good at mimicking what I thought was cool. I like studying other people's behaviors and stuff. Because I'm a weird freak. And I was studying like how to act aloof and things like that. I just study it and figure out how to do it. and seem like I didn't care about stuff. Which I guess everyone kind of. I think it does come naturally to some people, but I didn't. So what? Everyone in high school knew me as being a weird loser nerd. When I was in college, I had a whole new identity. I could be whoever I wanted, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm a giant nerd, but I'm a cool one. And I like nerdcore rap, and and I dress like an asshole. This is such cringe, right? But that was my attempt to rebrand myself, I guess.
I was
And
I
be
was
very
a
extroverted.
I was a really big fan of Bernie in like 2015 and 2016.
I liked Bernie as well.
Yes.
I liked Bernie
when
just because he seemed anti-establishment to me. Of course, he wasn't.
then he turned out like
but
a fucking buckling bitch.
yeah,
Yeah. I wanted Trump to win.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted Hillary to lose. Because I did not like her. I saw her as a cold-hearted psychopath.
Oh, I loved Trump.
Yes.
Some of the many mistakes that I've made in my life is that I did have a little, wouldn't call it hero worship, but I thought Trump was so freaking cool.
I just thought he
in
was really
2015.
funny.
Yeah, because he was hilarious. That's why.
Yes.
That's what got me into Trump. Is I was like, this guy's funny as shit. He is, he's so funny, and it got me back into politics, which I hadn't been into since I was a teenager.
Do you know what
I was like-
was the first? I can still remember the beginning of when I thought Bernie was off, and that was because of a South African thing. It's because when he was
Oh.
talking about why people don't know what it's like to be poor, and his idea
Right,
of race. Because I looked at him and went, "Listen, pal, I come from South Africa, and I know there is a fucking big difference between black and white people, and don't you fucking tell me there isn't. What you're peddling right now is bullshit. From where I come from, there is a clear and very, very obvious distinction between the races. And I'm not one of these people that say, oh, you can't talk about IQ. There is definitely a fucking IQ difference, and whites are definitely smarter. That is just the natural way of things. So when he said, no, there is, like, that doesn't mean they can't be smarter, for God's
I
sakes.
agree with you. We could debate
Yes.
debate the reasons why.
But
However, I think
it's yeah, but I don't think it's because of race. I think it's just because the race is just a characteristic of geography. It's just that.
Yeah.
Yes,
What
and
I'll tell you
yeah,
is that
yeah,
I think
it's I don't think it's like it's a scientific thing. It's just because like for thousands of years these people did not interact with smarter people, and the smarter people that hold the better ideas, a better language, were Europe.
Well, there's the cold winters hypothesis that has part to do with the evolutionary rationale. So what I would say is just to clarify my stance on that. Yes, there is look, anyone who is not lying to you would be honest that there is a disparity between races in IQ
Yes.
between whites and Asians and whites and black people.
Yes.
And what that issue comes from, it's a bunch of different things potentially. I would say that is there evolutionary stuff there? Sure.
Yeah.
Part of it. Troll the purpose, guns, German steel, that's the cold winters hypothesis, yeah. It's probably part of it, but it's also, I'd say, it's the culture. It's cultural differences. It's familial differences. Things like that. And I don't, studies, there's been a lot of research on it. It's at worst on the genetic side, a 50-50. Meaning it might be less than that genetically. So, if you're aware of the Flynn effect, right, is that when after the end of segregation, black IQs rose a lot, right? But they've plateaued. And so we have to figure out why they plateaued.
How spicy do you want me to answer that fucking question?
Well, no, I don't know. Oh, also, tribes.
I can give you an answer.
You can give me your answer, yeah.
It is because they were mixing with whites, and whites have higher IQs, and because whites also had money and sent them to better schools.
I don't even know where subscribe star tips are. I never even received one before. Dirk Phoenix 77. Could you just tell me what you sent to me there, and I'll read it.
What do you mean to?
He said he sent me a subscribe star tip, and I don't know where tips are.
Mm.
I'm sorry, I've just never seen that before. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Don't do it, Spoon. Well, I'll fucking do it. I don't give a shit. God, I'm South African, for God's sake. I'll say shit. I don't give a damn. Like, it doesn't mean that you can't find black people who are smarter, for God's sake. There are plenty of black people who are fucking way smarter than I am.
Well,
I gotta
exactly.
understand that.
big fans of um. Oh my god, my brain all of a sudden just.
I'm not gonna get
stopped.
banned for that. I'll be fine. I'm not even on my main account. I'll be good.
I love Clarence Thomas. I love
Thomas Sowell.
Soul. There are.
I was a big fan of Thomas Sowell and Larry Elder. I stumped for him because I wanted him to become the governor of California.
There's lots of.
Oh, Walter Williams. Walter Williams is a fucking genius. I love Walter Williams. He's cool as shit.
The reality is that, like, yeah, it's not
Yeah.
Thing about statistics, right? And I have tried to say this every single time I talk about statistics, but for some reason there's like a mental block for some people where they can't get it. That statistics are not determination. Okay?
No.
It's not determinate. Because you're black does not mean you're stupid, parent. Or at all. It's a ridiculous thing that people try to conflate, and please don't make that conflation. Also, Dark Phoenix says, Benjamin Boyce had a guest with a perfect way to handle it. As a kid, she told her dad she liked girls. Dad said, "Are you dating yet?" "No." "Okay, we can talk about it later then. Go play." Benjamin Boyce, by the way, thank you, Dark Phoenix. Benjamin Boyce has had some really fantastic guests on. Also, Benjamin is just a lovely person. Every time I've spoken to him, he's just been a real cool dude, and seems to be a very open-minded guy. If you're not aware of who Benjamin Boyce is, he was a student at what was that school in Washington State? The Gooey Ducks, and the Washington State school, the one that got a lot of attention. What was it called again?
I don't know. This is on my pay grade.
I just remember that their mascot's a Gooey Duck. Oh, Evergreen.
Oh, that's the one
Remember
that Brett Weinstein was at.
Yes, Brett Weinstein and
Yes,
Benjamin
Evergreen
was,
State.
yes, and Benjamin was one.
Oh, okay. Okay, then they're good people.
He has a YouTube channel. Definitely check it out. Yeah, thank you guys.
Alright.
For in the chat for reminding me. I've made like 3 videos on it back in the day, but yeah, it's been a while.
Well, you're noticeably quieter than me, apparently. Which is really weird.
I moved my mic a little bit because I'm smoking a cigarette.
Okay.
Because I'm a healthy person. I'll
I was
fix
gonna
it
say
in a second.
because I'm quite a distance away from my microphone and I'm not speaking very loudly.
Yeah, not to me.
This is like this is basically Midnight Spoon.
Well,
where I'm not
almost
yelling.
midnight. It's almost midnight, Spoon. It's
Yeah.
11:52. So let's get through the other major.
I'm very
portions.
quiet.
Anywho, yeah, Laura Ingraham alleged that Disney was all about pushing a sexual agenda on little children across their entertainment platforms, and that it was producing propaganda for grooming. Did you see Pixar's new movie or hear anything about it? Turning Red?
No.
Turning Red is a new Pixar film about a girl who's getting her period, but instead it is an allegory, and the allegory for her getting her period is she turns into a giant red panda and becomes horny for boys. This is legitimately a film Pixar just put out.
Why?
I don't know. Shatterhand, Aiden, that was a lie. What I know was a lie. Okay. Okay. Why? From their perspective, they would tell you, oh, because girls shouldn't feel that it's weird. You remember the videos about Evergreen, Aiden? Yeah, I made 2 videos about Evergreen, I think, but maybe 3. I couldn't remember it. Couldn't remember the name of the school.
It's also an analogy for turning communist.
A weird choice of words, right? Turning red, but the whole thing is that, yeah, she just gets horny and starts hitting on boys and stuff. I haven't seen the film, so I actually can't totally speak on
blushing,
it.
Maybe.
But I saw it's not even about her period. Her mom just thinks it is. Okay, so that's the thing. Yeah, it's an Asian family. Her mom thinks it's the period. That's how it's described in the film. Just, yeah, rebellious age stuff. But it's clearly, framed
what Disney
that way.
pushing is rebelling against the status quo, which is that children should be
Yes,
protected. So
it's
I'm not
good,
exactly.
It's good to rebel against your parents too. It's always good to rebel against your parents. Oh, talking about Spoon being the silent type. No, yeah, you're not the silent type, Spoon. Not well. You aren't on the internet, but I think you are in real life.
Well,
but...
if I'm doing a a YouTube show where, like, my whole thing is to talk, I kind of have to. It's very difficult to be the strong silent type when there's fuck all else going on. There's not really much to watch, so that kind of prohibits me from being the silent type. But in a bar, I'd be the guy sitting on my own drinking whiskey.
Yeah. Well,
That's me.
I mean, funnily enough, like I know, like everyone gets mad at me. Like Aiden talks so much on the internet. She talks. It's like, yeah, I know. But in real life, I'm also quite quiet, or I was for most of my life. It was actually like YouTube made me more extroverted. Hasselhoff said the movie is an allegory, but the mom thinks the problem is the thing that it's an allegory for. So it's like, yeah, they're really shoving your nose in it. That's how it seemed to me. Also, Andrew Clark for 2 said Turning Red had an all-female staff. I'm in no way shocked by that.
Yeah, I'm not remotely surprised by that.
It just seems like a weird thing to make a movie about. I mean, I guess
feel the quiet with Game Awards.
As I said earlier, it is a puberty is confusing for young girls because it's weird, right? I mean, puberty is confusing for both sexes, obviously. Puberty is obviously confusing for both sexes, but that being said, I think for young girls there's some particularly weird stuff that goes on, you know. So I kind of get why you'd want to make a movie sort of about it.
No, just.
But it's also
no.
Really weird.
That's
that's not for entertainment. That's for education. That's to go into it. That is for a school when you're talking not 9-year-olds, not children under the age of 9, but when you're talking to 12 and 13-year-olds, and you're saying,
see,
oh, okay, we're in a science class in a science environment, and we're going, here's how the body works, right?
You know what's kind of weird to me?
What?
This is just me. How many of you guys remember Pepe Le Pew as a kid?
Yeah, I remember
Yes.
Pepe Le Pew.
Yes.
Oh, they hate him now because he's a rapist. He's a
Yeah, okay, but how many of us watched that cartoon and thought that behavior was fine to emulate? No one.
Nobody. No,
Yes.
he's depicted as disgusting and reprehensible.
Yes,
'Cause
okay,
the cat
so
character, whose
yeah,
name I can't remember, hates
yes,
him and is trying to escape
and
from him.
I don't know about you, but I watched the shitload of Tom and Jerry. I did not think it was fine to kick the shit out of a cat with a cue stick, with a cue. I didn't think it was funny to make cats swallow fucking pool balls or billiard balls. I didn't think it was fine to blow up someone with dynamite. So I don't know why the hell seeing all of this stuff is somehow something we're going to produce as an adult.
Here is a fascinating thing that both sides of the aisle fall into, is the idea that media representations will have a massive effect on children.
I don't think it's true.
Well, I've said.
Do they?
It's been the primary focus. No, they don't.
I was going to say.
Been the primary focus of not children. My main area was video games and violence, right? Primary focus of a lot of the research that I've conducted over the course of my entire academic career. The video games causing violent stuff. Because I've always hated that. I've always really despised it, and I always thought that was fake. And for the most part, it is fake. There's a giant argument that happened between Anderson and Ferguson et al. Anderson et al. Versus Ferguson et al., excuse me. It was a big academic slap fight where just really, really dumb stuff happened in it.
I don't recall any sort of cartoonish influences on me as a kid. I think the main one was probably I'm grateful I don't have a sister like Dee Dee who would fuck up my shit. That's about the main one I got, was being an only child was cool. Because everyone that had a sister in cartoons would ruin the fucking poor kids. I'm like, I'm so glad I don't have a brother or sister.
I always wanted a sibling.
No, I was very grateful to be an only child.
Different perspective. We're both only children, but I always wanted a sibling growing up. But just different perspectives. All that being said,
that's a good point. What Troll just wrote in the chat.
Hmm?
The 30s and 60s cartoons showed action and consequence that goes completely against socialism. That's actually a good point.
Very
I think
true.
about it that way, but yeah, there's always consequences to doing the fucked up shit, and that's a really good point actually. Because now I'm thinking about the cartoons. Yeah, they didn't ever get away with it. They always got their ass kicked for doing some fuck shit.
Precisely. What you said though about cartoons that influenced you in any way, like I'm trying to remember like stuff like that. I remember I can't think of any way I was sexually or socially influenced by a cartoon or a video game. I remember one time when I was a kid, this is really embarrassing, but also look, when you're 7, you're allowed to be embarrassing a little bit. So, I had been playing Ocarina of Time, and if you don't remember, like in those old games, the characters would have really overt body movements, and maybe because of autism, but I was like standing around and like recreating the like weird standing positions of NPCs in Ocarina of Time, and my cousin made fun of me for doing it, and I never did it again. You know what I mean? And I was like, "Oh, that was a weird thing to do. Don't do that." You know?
Yeah, because
I I
I'm
just
trying
remember
to.
that because I was so embarrassed, even though I was like 7. I was like, "Oh, that was an embarrassing thing. Don't do it. That was cringe."
Yeah, I don't. I can't think of anything as a kid that I watched cartoon wise that had any influence on me in a sort of psychological way that I can pinpoint and go, oh, this is something I emulated because I saw it on TV. I was always kind of just thinking, yeah, the TV isn't real because it's a fucking TV show. But I didn't think, going up to, girls dressed like fucking Johnny Bravo was a good idea. It's funny as hell. But I don't know. It just strikes me as weird that people think like, oh, these movies are gonna have a lasting and profound influence on your sex life. That to me is, well, first of all, if you think that and that's what you're going for, you're fucking weird. And secondly, why are you doing that? And what the hell is your evidence that doing so is going to have the effect? And what exactly is the effect that you're hoping for by getting children to be more in touch with themselves sexually? And I feel like just saying that makes me want to punch people. That anyone is pushing that, because that sounds fucking disturbing. It's mentally not NPC since 7 years old. And yes, it is basic. There's just some shit that you don't do as a kid. And I don't know about any of you, but I didn't emulate anything I saw on television.
Oh, fuck, I didn't realize I was muted for like a minute.
Yeah, a
Okay,
generation
so
raised by fiction.
well, fiction's okay as long as you couch it in something else. And I think the thing is that like, look, kids get influenced by fiction, sure they do, but the
Really?
difference is
I wasn't.
a little bit. Like kids play superhero, kids play, cop and robber or whatever. They get a little bit influenced by fiction, but the difference today is that it feels like the
I think the
it,
weather
it
played a big role for me in the sense that I climbed a lot.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I was a fucking monkey as a kid. I still am now one now. I will happily, like, I will go into the middle of a fucking park with loads of people around, and I will climb a tree and hang upside down. I'm 32
Well,
years old. I'll still fucking do that now, and I don't give a fuck. That's fun to me. I think the reason why people get freaked out about it is because they're fat fucks and they can't actually do any of the shit that I do. They couldn't do the shit that I do now at
it
16.
is kind of weird. But hang on, why is it weird? Why should it be weird to climb a tree?
Because they're fat and they can't, and I'm
No. I'm saying,
thinner
yeah,
and agile.
why should it be weird as an adult to climb a tree? It should be fine. You're having fun.
Because
It
it's a
is
monkey thing
fun.
to do.
But it is like I remember climbing trees when I was a kid, and it was fun.
Let's not climb trees now, because climbing trees is fun. I like going high.
The point is though, but the kid stuff is that
Everyone likes to get high. I like to get high in a tree.
the point is though about the kid stuff is that it seems to me that they clearly have a reason to want to do this with children, and according to James Lindsay's kind of perspective on it, and I can't say if he's correct or not, but I've listened to a lot of his streams on this, and they're quite long streams, they're like 3-hour long streams, and I've read a lot of the citations that he's given on it, is that the point was to make the new generation very upset, make them feel politically, socially homeless, so that then you can convince them to become the Red Guard. That's in the communist literature.
Okay, the
That,
phrase "hello,
I think,
nurse." Is there a way that you read that in your head?
hello, nurse.
There we go.
Is it that one?
Yes. And the nurse always had like the kind of like 50s style.
Oh, I love the Animaniacs. They were
Yes,
great.
because Animaniacs were cool. Yes.
But
like
I
that.
do think James is probably onto something there, and again, I think Thomas just agreed with him on that, where he thought it was like that was misconstrued. I don't think it is. If you want to create a red guard, if you want to create the red guard, the way that you do that is by creating a entire generation of people who hate themselves and hate society, and you tell them, well, here's what you do: you hate yourself. Here's how you don't hate yourself: you overthrow society, because society is the reason you hate yourself.
I don't think that's what's
Um,
actually gonna happen.
I don't. That's James Lindsay's contention, right?
You know
That's the
what I
way
think
he's
will
framed
actually
it.
happen? I
What?
think they'd end up destroying themselves with drugs.
Yes, drugs and
Because that's
other
what we had in the
distractions.
90s. That's like what the grunge era was
It's
about.
only
Was
going
just
to get
like the
only going to get
miserable
worse.
depression post 80s boom.
It's only going to get worse because of
Yeah.
course these kids hate themselves. Of course they do.
I
They've been
think
told
some
everything about them is wrong. And any kind of thing that you feel that's natural, you feel heterosexual. Well, being heterosexual, that's not cool. Oh, you're white. Well, that's not cool. Oh, you're cis. Well, that's
I'll be
not cool.
fucking damn if anyone says to me
All
I'm white, I'm not
all
cool.
things
I would
that
get
are
imperialistic really fucking fast. Like, listen here, you son of a bitch. My
all
ancestors were
shit.
conquerors and yours were fucking peasant slave weaklings. Fuck
But
you.
here's the freaking point though, Spoon. Is that it's all shit that seems designed to mentally and
My
psychologically manipulate
ancestors kicked your
young
ass.
people into hating themselves. And you see it all the time. Look at, like the TikTok trends. I don't know if you've noticed this, but there's a
If
big trend on
I
TikTok of
ever
people
go on
having mental
TikTok, please
disorders.
shoot me.
There's been a huge trend on TikTok now for over a year of people who have multiple personality disorder, quote unquote, unquote, unquote. And it's just all they know that they get attention if they pretend to have, or not just multiple personality disorder, they pretend to have Tourette's. And
It really
they just
fucking
they
hell.
make use of them supposedly like altering through their multiple personality disorders or having a Tourette's attack. The thing is, well, who was that very nice lady? She was a really cute kind of girl. I think she was on YouTube, who actually did have Tourette's, and she
I
said the
don't
N
know.
word or something. And people fucking canceled her a couple years back, but she has legitimate Tourette's. And they were like, "Well, we got to get rid of this girl who has legitimate Tourette's because she said the N word because you can't control her tics." And yet, we're promoting all these
The White Rabbit
kids
Project.
and teenagers on TikTok who are pretending to have Tourette's. Oh my Spoon, let's watch one because they're so.
By the way,
I'm
someone in the chat
getting
said,
mad just thinking about it. That's fine. I want you to see it.
someone in the chat said you pretend to be Power Rangers at least once. I didn't really watch Power Rangers as a
No,
kid. I was more a fan of Mortal
yeah,
Kombat. I watched
I
that
d-
movie when I was like 8 years old. I still remember the effects and everything. I was a big fan of Scorpion because I played the shit out of Mortal Kombat as a kid. And to this day, I can still remember all the moves for most of the characters. So no, Power Rangers was not my, and it didn't have enough violence. It was too cartoony. I liked setting people on fire, and I still remember learning how to do Raiden's moves. I can still remember all of them. I can still remember Sonya
yeah.
would do the weird bubble thing that would set the person to a
Oh
skeleton.
yeah,
Kano
we
would
would
rip
do
their
that
heart
shit.
out. Johnny Cage would punch your head off. Sub-Zero would rip your spine out. Scorpion would set you on fire. Um, Liu Kang didn't do anything. He just had like a really good high punch. That was it.
Oh,
Um,
Kubis also said that the girl who had Tourette's, her name's Sweet Anita. Yeah, she's really cool. Everything I've seen about her she just seems to be a really good person, a sweet person. Like, Sweet Anita, not mislabeled. Yeah, we did that. I didn't play because my mom wouldn't let me play Mortal Kombat or watch Power Rangers when I was a kid because
I
she was a
wasn't allowed
teacher.
to watch The Simpsons, but I was allowed to play Mortal Kombat, which
I
is
wasn't allowed to
fucking
watch.
weird.
Parents were so weird in the 90s. I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons either. But what we did play when I was in elementary school was Animorphs. So we would run around, the playground like I'm a lion, shit like that. So we would, look, you're a kid. You're 6, 7, 8 years old. Whatever. Like it's fine. Kids are weird. Let me see.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat was a fun
Oh,
thing.
this is it. This is it. I want you to watch this, man. I'm gonna send you this link because I just put this person up for a few minutes. This is just a compilation.
Oh, also, do you know
think.
what I was allowed to play as well, which makes no fucking sense? I was allowed to play
What?
Duke Nukem.
Why? It's like one of the most violent games.
Because Duke
Again,
Nukem was
parents
fucking fun.
parents in the 90s had no idea. They had no clue.
No, I knew some, but for some reason, I can still remember being at this. There was this guy. I think he was a friend of my father. I was like maybe 5 or 6 years old, and they were showing all the games. And I remember this was like this is how long ago. This was 94, I think. So this was pre 95 Windows. This was when MS DOS was still a thing. Like for those of you who are like are old school, remember DOS prompts?
I used to know how to code some shit in DOS when I was a kid.
Yeah, so it was
Really
it was that kind of shit. This is like when 3D was first coming out.
Yeah.
And I still remember like Duke Nukem's voice when he picked up a gun. Yeah, I still remember I still remember when he took up the gun and said groovy. Like that was my favorite thing, yeah.
By the way, just in the chat, the thing is,
Really
yeah,
bad.
now today, if me and my friends had been playing Animorphs, yeah, it would be like, well, you like you want to transform into a lion on the playground? Well, it looks like you're a trans cat person. Let's I'm only slightly joking, but I do think like that it's on that fucking level. Do you have this crazy person up, Spoon, so we watch a little bit of this? Because this person's not even squirrel shit.
Damn, these alien bastards are gonna pay for screwing up my ride. Something like that.
Pull up this. I sent you the
Fucking fun
link.
voice.
I do love that voice. It is fantastic. But pull up the. This is what people are doing on TikTok right now. You know. Because there's no.
First 3 seconds and I'm already questioning my life, Aiden. Why are you making me watch this?
Because it's insane. Let me know when you got it up. Let me know when you're ready. I didn't bother putting. Oh, should I put it in watch together?
Eat shit and die.
Here, I'll put it in the watch together. Hang on, I'll put it in the watch together so we can play it together. Because I feel like there's gonna be a lot of pauses. Okay, you got it up. Watch together.
Do I even have a watch together link? Why the hell am I not seeing it?
Yeah, we did earlier, but there it is again.
Oh, it's literally right in front of my screen, and I'm just fucking blind as shit. Okay, what the hell? And now... Oh, hold on a second. Now this thing is being very, very fucking weird. Okay, there we go.
You got it up?
Yep.
I'm waiting to make sure it's up on that. There we go. Yeah, you're gonna hear some tism noises, guys, if you've never seen this. This is what the kids are doing on TikTok. This is what they're doing. Hacking orders with Tourette's Part 2.
Moving on. Send me to Canada! I'll get her a new one. Wow! 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 Eat the burrito. Nope. One for you! Woo! Woo!
This is nothing like what Tourette's looks like.
Pew, 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 pew.
I just really despise this person.
Mine. 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 Nope. Nope. Nope.
It isn't. Chat, I've seen this, and now you have to see it too.
I think to subject the chat to any more of this is cruelty to
Yeah,
human beings.
It is probably, you know, crimes against humanity. Yeah, let's enough of that. But this is what they're doing on TikTok to be like, we're celebrating having a disorder. If anyone does know Sweet Anita, please go look up videos from Sweet Anita. She legitimately does have Tourette's. It does not look anything like this. This is performative bullshit. I will, however, hang on. Wait, keep it to watch together for 1 second, because I want to show you something. All right, hang on. Keep it up for a second, because I want to show you something that I think you really enjoy. Not cringe. I'm gonna fix it. Chat. I'm gonna.
You fucking better, because I'm not very impressed with you right now.
Yes, I'm gonna show you something great. All right. Okay.
My Uncle Roger or something. You fucking better.
No. It's about Tourette still.
So look at the chat just saying, why do you hate us, Aiden? Yes, see, there you go.
Yes, this is
I agree
better.
with the chat.
Hang on, here we go. Play
You're
this.
a bad person right now.
I guarantee this will make up for it. Here's another Tourette's thing. This will make up for it, I hope. Here you go.
Like, I sometimes say what I'm thinking about them, but I don't mean it, kind of thing. Nigger, like that kind of. But I'm not racist, and I just can't help it, and I feel really guilty afterwards.
Oh, I feel so.
Nigger. Yeah.
I do actually feel bad for laughing that hard, but it's like because they sincerely cannot help it.
By the way, I'm annoyed that I can't say that, but some like teenage white girl can be on my stream and say it. That
Because she
pisses me
can't
off.
help it. It's a tick.
Yeah, but
Sincerely can't help it.
you played the video.
I know. Wait. You'll hear one of the lines of this video is my favorite things that I've ever heard in my entire life, and I'll tell you when we get to it. But it's one of the best things I've ever heard. It's one of my favorite quotes of all time.
Ignoring the ticks is the best policy, because to pay attention to them can make them worse. But it's easier said than done. None of them have ever been to a teenage Tourette's camp before.
I can't help it, laugh. I'm so
For the
sorry.
next 7 days, they'll be
Shit.
surrounded by 25 other teenagers who all have the condition.
Oh, shit! Fuck! Fuck! Ow. Fuck!
Okay, here's the thing. It feels like comedy, right? When they're all just walking up the street, they filmed this. They mic'd them all up. And we're like, just to have them walk up the street and be like, shit, fuck. And I really feel bad because, like...
No, you don't. You're laughing hysterically.
No, I do feel bad. It's a neurological disorder, but it's a really funny neurological disorder, okay?
I don't know. I don't find that funny.
The way it manifests is... It's funny.
No, because I don't laugh at things that people can't control. It's just not in me to think that's ever funny. I don't know why.
I think that it's funny. I don't think it's their fault, but I think it's funny nonetheless.
Someone showers out very loud. Fuck off, you nigger! Shit.
Dig it!
Ticks come and go, and they vary in intensity.
Yeah, and then I'm saying swears like nigger
favorite
and
thing.
stuff. Big words.
That's what I wanted to show you. I want to play it again because it's my favorite quote maybe of all time. Then I say swears, big words. I love this little girl. I truly do. I just really love her quote here. It's one of my favorite of all time.
And then I'm saying swears like nigger and stuff. Big words.
It's a big word. It is a big word.
And I say like fucking camp. Like that. And I don't really mean what I say.
Particular
Why would you
tics
put
that
these
I've
people together in a
noticed
camp?
quite a
Don't
lot
go
is
insult each other.
Jess's, when she has quite a lot of vocal tics, like when she screams fatty and things like that. When I first heard them, I was a bit offended because I thought she was actually directing it towards me. And then I realised she wasn't. It was just a Tourette speaking.
Jenkins head!
That's really the end of the clip. I wanted to play that little girl and her big words thing. So I'm not laughing at these people.
How to get a stream demonetized?
It was already demonetized. It's already over, dude. It was demonetized from like
Why
10
can't I say
seconds
Game Awards then?
Well, because we're playing people who have a disorder who can't help it. However,
The amount of shit that you put me through sometimes, I think saying it is probably justified.
Look, I think I like these people. They cannot help it though, and I just think it's
Then that's not funny to me.
It's not funny that they. Well, I just.
And you're a bad person for laughing at
Why
this.
does it make me laugh? Why does it make me laugh?
Because you're a
'Cause of
bad person.
You think it makes me a bad person that I laugh at this?
Furious Dan's fucking pun on it is funny. It's Tourette's Quartet. That's fucking good.
Does it make me a bad person to think this is funny? I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe it does. Oh no, does it?
I will judge you.
I didn't think it makes me a bad person.
Yeah, someone said I need to go on Louis' stream. Louis and I would get along very well.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yes,
well, Louis invited me on last time.
Yes, because Louis and I have the same kind of outlook for just brutal honesty of like, here are some things of the natural world that you need to fucking come to terms with, and like,
That's my brutal
yeah,
fucking honesty here. I appreciate these people and I hope they get better, but I still think it's funny to see what happens.
fuck you, George.
'Cause
I
it's
can definitely judge someone for their
they
laughter.
just have they have no it's literally part of the disease. They have no filters. It's whatever they see, they say, you know, and I just think it's funny. I don't envy these people, and I do feel very bad for them, obviously.
Someone
But
said it makes you a worse person than me.
oh no.
I
Does it
don't
make me a worse
know.
person?
I don't know. It's just not funny to me because they have something
I
that
know
they
that
can't control, and
Hey,
I'm very specific about my comedy.
I do understand that completely.
Yes,
I
like
do understand.
Aiden and I have a few things in common. Humor is not one of them.
Yeah,
Humor
you
is
and I
she and I are like complete fucking opposites.
Right. I do have another video to show you though, and
She
speaking
would
of
laugh at the
things that
stupidest things, and I'm sitting there going like, "How the fuck do you find this funny?"
Wait,
Like that's not
before
I wouldn't crack a
before we
smile.
end, because we did get copyright claimed for my song, even though that I played last time, even though I asked them, but they told me that might happen.
What is Z space? Well, I'll be honest. If you say Z space to me, the first thing that comes to mind is 3D. I think of 3 dimensions. I think of X, Y, and Z. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
$60 from Andrew Clark.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Z space to me
But
is a 3-dimensional term.
if we want to talk
It's
about
an axis.
picking on disabled people, here is this article.
Do you know what I actually find funny? I know one person who is disabled from the neck down. You ever seen that episode of the South Park episode where they burn the teacher, and the teacher's in that machine?
Oh yeah.
Yes, I can't remember the teacher's name. She's basically like that, and she communicates through a straw. I've heard her say the N-word to somebody's face. That was fucking funny.
Very base.
And,
Give me 1 second.
and the reason why that's particularly funny.
That's very base though.
Yes, but the reason why it's funny is because it makes you realize that you can be disabled, almost completely paralyzed from the neck down, and still be a complete racist piece of shit. And that's why it's funny. Because having most of your faculties removed does not inhibit you from still being an asshole. And that's quite funny. So to hear this person who can barely speak say through a straw to someone the N-word, that was pretty fucking funny. And she'll still do it. It's fucking good times. Other than that, no, I don't endorse the word. But if you want to be, mostly machine and still say it. Funny as hell. It's from Animorphs. I think Aiden would get that and not me. Aiden is nerdy as shit when it comes to Star Trek and that kind of shit. That was not my nerdy shit. I was much more of a sword and shields kind of guy. I think Lord of the Rings is better than Star Wars, and I'll fight anyone who disagrees.
I'd agree.
There we go, good people.
Oh, Andrew
Stephen
Clark.
Hawking was Moon Man.
Dude, Andrew Clark. I haven't read Animorphs since I was a kid. I didn't recognize the reference at all. Even though I
good.
read like all of Animorphs, not just the mainline stories, but like the Hork-Bajir novels and the oh shoot, what were the Blue Centaur people? I read all of them. I was real into it. However, I have speaking though of disabled people, as we just were, I have some videos here that are in this New York Post article, and I couldn't find them on YouTube.
I'm starting to think you can demonetize a stream faster than I fucking can.
Oh, it's already demonetized, so I don't care anymore.
No, but just in general.
Now I don't care anymore. It's demonetized.
Whatever you say.
Can you pull up the video in this New York Post article?
God damn it.
What is this? Damn it! I mean, you were the one who wanted to host the stream. Also, I do agree that Lord of the Rings is better than Star Wars.
Oh, this one with Joe Biden?
Mm-hmm.
This is
Look, it was a segue.
What? From disabled people to disabled presidents?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So tell me when you're ready, because I couldn't find a better link of the video. You've got it up on the stream. I can't see anything right now.
This man is not the president, by the way. No, there we go.
I don't see a background or anything. You got it up?
No, hold on.
What you doing? Oh, there we go. Okay. Tell me when you're ready and let's play the video because it's really amazing.
No, I don't need the sound on.
Yeah, that sound kind of matters. Just whatever.
Really? Hold on.
It's interesting. I actually think that sound matters because you can hear Biden being talked over, and it's really funny.
Hold on a second.
While you're doing that, Shatterhand of the Naked Truth for $10 said, "I'm the child of the 80s. We viewed so much violence by that time. We got Power Rangers. We were immune to it. Never understood the claims that video games cause violence to children. I never understood it either. It was, I don't really know. The Christian right freaking out. They obviously have.
I'm totally playing the video, by the way.
What? Oh, you should have told me.
You told me to play it. It doesn't really matter.
To play it with me.
Biden legitimately does not know where he is.
I mean, he completely ignores Joe, right? Like, nobody will shake his hand. Obama directly ignores him. As does Kamala, by the way. Look, he just tries to get in so desperately, and he can't do anything.
Yep.
I mean, it's absolutely freaking pathetic. People just want to shake hands with Obama. They don't give a single damn about
Biden.
About Joe. And there's another video I was able to find the YouTube link for.
Someone should just take a picture of when he's shaking hands and Biden in the background and just meme it and say, who's president?
Well, speaking of which, I do have another video.
I've said the whole fucking time, that guy is not the president. He's not running the country. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I don't say, it's like, oh, you can't say that. Joe Biden is not the United States president. Fuck off.
Well, according to Obama, he really is not. If you pull the watch together back up, I've got another clip.
Okay, now I'm making me switch back and forth.
Oh no, having to press a button. Oh no, how are you survive?
Oh, shut your face. Oh, this was fucking cringe.
Yeah, this is great. Exactly. That's why I have it up. You in?
Yeah, all right.
Wait, you got
Thank you, everybody. Have a seat. Have a seat. Thank you.
Wait, do you have it up on the screen?
For God's sakes, can you not hear it?
Vice President Biden. Vice President. That was a joke.
Was it a joke?
I don't think that's really a fucking joke. The joke is him.
Obama couldn't stand him. He the way he talked about him when he was VP, or before he was VP in particular, he called him like fucking incompetent.
There was a thing when he was in the Senate.
Yeah.
I remember someone said that he wrote on a sticky note and passed it on when Joe would talk. It just said, "Kill me now," because Joe would talk so fucking much. Yeah, he couldn't stand him.
Yeah, I know. I've heard that rumor. I don't know if that's true, but
here's the thing, though.
It's nothing to tell Obama can't fucking stand this dude.
Yeah, but here's the thing. These people, they don't like each other personally, but they can stand to be around each other as a class.
Sure.
That's why people like fucking Bill Clinton and Bush can be friends. Whatever differences they may have is undershadowed by the overarching fact that they're political class.
Yeah.
Yes.
And do you think that Biden even understood it was a joke, or is he?
I don't think he even knows where he is. Like, legitimately, I think he is out of his fucking mind.
I know. I think he might have just like done his little salute, and he's like, oh. Yeah, thanks.
And to all the people that say
Rachel Jungle.
I want to ask something, and I really want to know about this. Is what is the deal with this? And I don't mean that in a kind of conspiratorial way. I mean, I don't believe for a
Joel
second.
Airline.
No. This whole apparatus is fucking weird because I don't believe for one
This
second this guy is voluntarily president. I don't. You will never convince me that this guy voluntarily ran and won because it's shitty as shit. But just the way that he behaves and this
The way
whole
that all
apparatus,
of
no
them
one can
behave
tell
on
me that he isn't held by some force outside of his. Because I don't believe he got this fucking far on his own. Like there is some
it's true, we
shadow
all know that's
hand.
correct.
Yes.
We just can't talk about that under Susan's watch. But we all know that's correct. Look, listen here. I'm not trying to say that there's reptilians involved. But what we do know is that this is clearly been
Orchestrated.
some tomfuckery going on, okay?
Yes. Because no one will look at this and think this is normal.
I mean, the best you can say is that nobody voted for Joe Biden. They all just voted against Trump. They all just voted against Trump. But I still find
they're
it
dead?
difficult to believe that people voted for a man who is clearly senile just because they hated Trump so much. I mean, maybe. I mean, but that. Hang on a minute, though. Is that not a good advertisement for our monarchy plan?
Oh, I just got a kind of disturbing message, and that.
Yeah, right? You okay, Span?
Give me a moment.
Uh-oh. Should I play the video?
Yeah, please do.
That was all set up.
Was it Obama? Was it Barack? I
think it was. I think you mean their entire presidency was.
Oh,
presidency
right.
in quotes, because there's no way in hell that motherfucker is running jack shit.
If I have to be clear about the body language here, actually what I want to do is do a little body language review here for a second. Like, I'm going to play the rest of the video. It's only 30 seconds, so I'm going to go back through it and talk about some of the body language, if you don't mind. I'm not a body language expert. I only studied body language as an amateur in undergrad.
My president, Joe Biden. Vice President Harris.
Okay. So I want to go back through this to talk about the body language. Just real quick. Let's just turn off the volume. We didn't actually do it. The body language. Joe and Kamala seem in on it and seem smug. Excuse me, not Joe. Barack and Kamala seem in on it. They seem smug. They seem happy. You're gonna watch here that Joe seems freaking confused.
Thank you, everybody. Have a seat. Have a seat.
Great. Obama's talking. Kamala here and Joe both looking off.
Thank you. Vice President Biden.
But you see, Kamala is far closer to Barack. Listening to him, Joe is looking at the audience with a kind of confused, just smile. Kamala seems to know what's going on.
That was a joke.
Joe, his body language, just to me, shows that he is not in on this joke. Whereas Kamala and Barack absolutely are aware of this joke, that they are fucking with him, that they are making fun of him. Look at Kamala's expression as well. Oh, I gotta get out of the way. And now, Obama doesn't go in for a full hug. Watch this. Pats him on the back a little bit. Joe is still just kind of looking absent-minded. He's out of it.
That was all set up.
He's absolutely out of it. He is not involved in this conversation.
No.
Which is, again, like, I'm not a body language expert, but all I can say is that he seems outside of this in a way that is creepy to me. Anywho,
if you ever need a conversation or confirmation that guy is not running the show, this does not help you, because there's a bunch of people that think he's the guy really still running the office, and shit like this kind of gives them ammo because it looks like he is.
Well, I'm not sure if Obama's running the show, but there's a whole bunch of people who say that they want Obama back, and like I remember there were a bunch of polls from a couple of years ago that people were like,
Why? He was a
Can
terrible
Obama-
fucking
can
president.
Obama run? Because he's black and a Democrat. That's why, Spoon. You knew that.
Again, he's a terrible fucking president.
They don't care about anything.
No, that's
other
why he was a
than-
terrible president, is what I'm saying.
Exactly. All they give a shit about is that, well, can Obama
Democracy is supposed to run by the white man.
another slightly charismatic only when he's reading a teleprompter, a black man to be president again.
By the way, he is actually fucking incompetent outside of a teleprompter.
No shit. Wait up, hold up. Yeah. Look, I don't think Obama is like one of the worst presidents in United States history, because there's
Thomas
some real
Sowell seems to
bangers.
think he is.
Well,
And if Thomas Sowell says you're shit,
true.
you're shit.
True. So I think there's some real losers in that list. Would I put him in maybe the worst 10?
I'll put him in the worst top 5.
No, not in the first top 5.
The worst presidents of America's history?
I'd put him maybe in the worst 10, not in the top 5. No.
Who would be in your top 5?
LBJ, Woodrow Wilson,
FDR, obviously.
FDR.
Yes.
like fucking.
Obviously,
finish each
all
other's-
fucking Democrats.
Yeah, I know. But
Lincoln, by any chance?
I wouldn't. I don't know. It'd be difficult for me to put Lincoln into the
Pat
lowest.
Buchanan?
Oh, Buchanan for sure.
Obama. Carter. All fucking Democrats.
Carter for sure. Oh yeah. To think about it for a minute. After that,
Oh, not Pat Buchanan, James Buchanan. What the fuck am I saying?
James Buchanan. Yeah. To look at the list of all of them. Ulysses S. Grant. Who's I think higher than Obama. I'd maybe even put him.
Because the way that
My brain crashed like a shitty computer.
Thomas Sowell's one was Obama and then Carter. I don't know who he would put the rest of them. I think he would probably put FDR there, Woodrow Wilson. Mine would be Woodrow Wilson.
And FDR are the worst.
FDR and LBJ.
And Woodrow Wilson.
Yes, that hands down they're like the three stooges of evil of American presidency.
By the way, the reason we don't like Lincoln is not because we hate black people or something. That's a sort of fiction of history. It's because Lincoln massively expanded the scope of the federal government.
Sorry. But yeah, the whole U.S. apparatus of propaganda that was established under Wilson. Who's the best president? Trump would be up there.
Trump would be up there. I just find the Huey Long joke really funny. Sorry.
Probably Eisenhower.
Yeah, a lot of the founding fathers are pretty good. Huey Long was the best president. Got me though. What do we out? Okay, what do we have left? It's 12.
Calvin Coolidge probably.
I don't know enough Coolidge, but
Coolidge was responsible for the Roaring Twenties.
Oh yeah, I guess so. So, I think we have to go over this. I think I sent it to you. Yeah, there's an article here that I think we have to go over. Speaking of Joe Biden.
Yeah, and then it's Lippy Spoon.
Are you that tired?
Yes.
I got some shit in the thing.
Yeah, you do this weird thing where the later it gets, the more energy you get. I do the exact opposite because I'm a human being.
I don't know why it's like that. Like
Yeah, I'm a human being. I don't know about you. Despite the fact that my avatar is the spoon and yours is a human.
Your avatar is an inanimate object.
Yeah.
My avatar is a person.
Yes, but I'm still a human being. I'm not actually a spoon. Shocker.
What a
revelation.
What an astonishing realization, yeah. Anywho, all
I
right.
dress more like Jack the Ripper than I do now, an aristocrat.
There were some other people that were mentioned in the stream that we didn't get around to. I will just say what it was. We'll be our last article. Zelensky is doing weird stuff. He's doing a weird thing where he's trying to act like he has more power than he does, and I don't know why he's doing it.
Because he thinks the West is backing him.
I'll just go over it real quick because it is weird, and I do have it in the thing. Zelensky tells the UN Security Council to punish Russia or dissolve yourself altogether. Zelensky called for the UN Security Council to remove Russia or dissolve itself. We must do everything in our power to pass on to the next generation an effective UN, he said. Russia is one of the 5 permanent members of the UNSC and has veto power. Zelensky, you
Who the
don't
fuck
have
made you
any
king of the
power
world?
here. You do not have any power here to make these kinds of demands.
I wonder why he thinks he does. It's kind of weird.
The weird thing about Zelensky is that he seems to be widely vacillating between being very victim and very, we're so weak, please help us, send us aid, come over here into Ukraine.
So I can demand the whole fucking world what to do.
Into, I'm going to tell you what to do, UN. What? I do not get this vacillation. It's
I
really
agree with Rap, by the way. The UN doesn't work. The UN is a fucking cancer.
Of course not. And
No,
they're not
the
going
UN
to
is terrible. I am not broken, fuck you.
Oh, thank you, Bill. Oh, Bill wanted some vodka, that's why he came out here. Or gin.
Gin.
What's up, Bill?
Hey, Bill. So Zelensky is such a weird little dude to me. I don't get him. I mean, we know he's an actor and he's a weirdo guy. I don't trust him at all. I think I don't trust anyone. So bizarre thing to say to go after the UN Security Council. I'm just gonna rapid fire through the topics. How about that? Another thing that happened: Viktor Orban wins again in Hungary.
He didn't just win; he fucking crushed the opposition.
Crushed. And before he won, before the election, there were all these articles that were like, I don't think there's no way Orban's gonna win again. There's no way, no way, no way. Well, he crushed them, and now he's trying to reestablish a relationship with Putin. It seems that Hungary wants to have a relationship, not with the West, but with Russia. I mean, they haven't been hyper supportive since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Orban campaigned primarily on a platform of keeping Hungary's troops and weapons out of the conflict. He has supported most of the EU's sanctions against Russia since it invaded Ukraine, but has resisted going further and pitched himself as a peacemaker to voters. Oh, what's that? An intelligent decision? Awful. Those are the only 2 last articles other than the Hunter Biden story that we have up, I think, to end with. Do you have it up?
Hold on a second.
So, just some curious stuff going on, right? Really?
Oh god, do I need to... God, that fucking picture.
What?
The one in the Daily Mail.
Oh, I know. It's blurred out.
Yeah, but I still have to see it.
Sorry. We're all gonna have to see it.
Yeah. God. Terrible.
We'll just go over the details since we're...
For once, I didn't play Tetris. I'm kind of ashamed of that.
Well, you can always play Tetris if you want to.
If I tell the chat I'll play Tetris, and the whole fucking chat lights up. But Tetris, yes. Like, no.
Well, if you want to play some Tetris to play us out, we can do that. But I know you're a sleepy spoon, so...
Yes, Sleepy Spoon is not adequate at Tetris. Fuck you.
I'm just fucking around.
Some of us are pretty and need our beauty sleep.
Oh, what do you mean by this?
I mean, I'm pretty.
What do you mean about that by me, though?
It has nothing to do with you. Not the whole world does not revolve around you, Aiden.
Oh, okay.
Stuck up narcissist.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. Anywho, exclusive. Whistleblower who handled Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop to congressman in DailyMail.com reveals he has 450 gigabytes of deleted material, including 80,000 images and videos, and has fled to Switzerland, feeling retaliation from the White House.
So we know Hunter is not filming in 4K.
You know why I wanted to bring up this article now, right? This is insane. This
450 gigs, you fucking degenerate son of a bitch.
I mean, who knows if this is real?
Jesus.
He just claimed it. It's just a claim.
I forgot. Have you seen what the fuck he's up to? Like, I 100% believe that's legit.
I don't like the
this
Daily Mail.
whole fucking family is just a vile excuse for human beings. Like, I have no words.
It's the most corrupt. They're hyper corrupt. I gotta skip down past the Daily Mail's TLDRs because they're not always very clear. The source who distributed Hunter Biden's Hunter Biden's laptop to congressmen and media, has fled the US to Switzerland, saying he fears retaliation from the Biden admin. Jack Maxey, gave DailyMail.com a copy of the hard drive from Hunter's abandoned laptop in the spring of 2021. And remember that Twitter banned the posting of that article on their website.
Mm-hmm.
He also gave copies and material from it to the Washington Post, New York Times, and Senator Chuck Grassley in his role as ranking Republican on the Senate Judiciary Committee. But he claims they all sat on it for months, which they did. For the past 2 weeks, Maxey has been hiding in Zurich, working with IT experts to dig out more data from the laptop from hell. Maxey, a former co-host of ex-Donald Trump advisor Steve Bannon's podcast, The War Room, claims he and his colleagues have found 450 gigabytes of deleted material, including 80,000 images and videos and more than 120,000 archived emails. By the way, I guarantee
he intends to post them all online. That makes you think they're real.
Yeah. By the way, the archived emails, 120,000. I do guarantee most of them.
Oh, let's
Post it.
Please do, please do.
Right.
Post it on fucking 4chan.
Post it anywhere. Post it freaking anywhere. One of the things I don't know if we have to keep reading this article, but because the thing seems to me,
This is the president's son. Seriously.
But have you noticed? We talked about this, I think, earlier. That was it you or me? Was it me and Bill? Was that Biden appears to be abandoning Hunter? God damn, hang on.
Yeah, because he doesn't give a fuck about his kids.
God damn, sorry, I had a hard time breathing there for a second.
Basically, does the kid make me money? If the answer is no, he doesn't give a fuck about his child. He exploited his dead kid for
I know.
for the cancer research money, and he pocketed all himself. He is a fucking piece of shit.
I mean, Bo did die as a soldier, to be fair.
Yes.
He did die as an American soldier, and I don't think we can discredit that in any way, and I wouldn't try to.
Yeah,
but I also think I think one of the
most
evil things you can do as a parent is to politicize death of your own child, to try and advance your own political career.
That is under the assumption that this man has morals, and he does
No, I know
not.
he doesn't. I know he doesn't have morals. I'm saying for any other human being on planet Earth, it would be disgusting to even suggest that if your child died, oh, I'm going to use that to make myself some money and political power. It's gross.
Yes.
It's disgusting. It's really sickening. But Joe is not so proud of his other son, and the question is, are they going to throw Hunter Biden under the bus, and can they?
They're going to try to.
Because I think if they throw Hunter under the bus, he'll die. You know what I mean? Suspiciously.
What, Hunter Biden?
Yeah, I think.
Oh my god, the world has got one less crack in it. Who fucking cares?
Because he knows way too much about Joe Biden.
So what, are we trying to say who's going to die first between him and his son?
Oh, I'm saying he might Epstein himself. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, good.
I'm just saying, no, I don't think it's good in this case.
I do, because we already have the information. He's fucking useless. Fuck him.
Well, if he snitched on his own dad, that would be nice, but I think he'll just get...
No, there's already information in the laptop. I don't care. He's expendable.
But they've denied this information for the last 2 years.
Yeah, but I don't care. I care what's on the laptop. The laptop is worth more than his life. Because is he going to say anything? No, whereas the facts will actually just say it as it is.
I think he might, because I think his dad's going to abandon it.
I do realize I sound incredibly sadistic and cruel right now.
Yes, you do sound sadistic and a little...
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I shouldn't really give a fuck about some guy who's basically a degenerate drug addict who fucked his own fucking brother's widow. Fuck him. I don't give a rat's ass about this guy.
I know.
Not at all. I don't give a fuck about shitty human beings.
How it might work out.
I'm not one of these people that think, oh, all life is precious. No, it fucking isn't. That's bullshit.
It will be interesting to see how it goes. How about that?
Sure, why not?
It will be interesting to see how it goes.
It'd be interesting to see who dies first, him or his father.
Oh god, this article is quite long, but I think the
Yeah.
article just goes through the entire history. If you'd like to know the entire history of Hunter Biden's laptop,
It's a
I
lot
will
of
have
coke and a
video.
lot of whores.
The video that will be coming out soon. It's taken me like months to work on.
This man has got STDs that didn't even exist before his father was born.
He invented new ones.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's essentially an incubator for STDs.
it will be fascinating to see if Jack Maxey really does have these 450 gigs and what's in them.
This guy has lost more teeth than his father has memory.
Oh, dude, meth teeth are so weird. What? Okay, I would say. Can I say something to you about the meth teeth? Scroll down. Can you scroll down to the part in the article where you see the meth teeth? Because I will say something about that. I want to clarify something about the meth teeth.
What the fuck? Why would she do this?
Because I want to just clarify something.
No, I can see his face.
Okay, do you see the meth teeth?
Yes.
He is part of the reason his teeth are so worn down is because he's being implanted with veneers. They have to wear down your teeth. They're already fucked, but they wore them down more to install veneers. That's why. But yeah, he does have meth mouth, but they do wear them down more to install veneers. That's the only thing I wanted to say because I learned a lot about veneers from listening to a podcast one time. Well, a podcast for about 10 years that I used to listen to.
What the fuck?
So yeah, they were installing veneers. That's why they had to wear his teeth down.
Hunter Biden's story is Russian disinfo. Dozens of former intel officials say. That's the reason they're former officials, because they're fucking useless.
But
that's a good joke, by the way. That's funny.
Doesn't it fucking tickle your fucking taint that we were told for years that this was all fake, that if you try to talk about this, you were a conspiracy theorist? All of this was fake. It's all real. Of course it's all real.
if I get... I find it so fun when people said, "Oh, how did they authenticate the laptop?" It's very difficult to not authenticate it when there's literally fucking thousands of this man, like fucking people, you moron. It's really easy to authenticate that, actually.
He was logged into his email address. I mean, it was all logged in. It was his goddamn laptop. You know, I guarantee, like, before I started this stream, Google had once again logged me out of the Broken Crown account. And I was like, that's weird. Why'd they do that? I guarantee Google is making changes right now precisely so that there's no more Hunter Biden shit that ever happens. So that you can't be logged into an account. You know what I mean? And get Hunter Biden. I just get the idea that's why they would make changes like that.
I'm supposed to care for this motherfucker? No.
No, I don't care about him. Anywho, I know you wanted to go to sleep because you're a sleepy spoon. And I thought we'd finish up there with the Hunter Biden story.
Biggest fucking crooks.
He is a fucking crook.
And this is why voting is gay.
True, to be honest. Do you have any other closing thoughts, Spoon?
Bring back monarchy.
Bring back the monarchy, as usual. Anyway, thank you guys all so much for watching. We have a couple more things. I think that... What did we say we might do on the weekend? I forget what it was.
We're doing a weekend show?
Something you wanted to do as an outside of the show early on.
Oh, the why we're monarchists?
Oh yeah, we could do that. Also, I wanted to maybe do a deep dive into cry bully journalist Taylor Lorenz, but we do not have time, and so instead what I want you, if you guys have some time, about an hour to spend to it, here is a YouTube video that goes over the entire history of this absolute complete piece of shit, Taylor Lorenz, who is currently crying about being harassed on the internet and yet is a chronic serial harasser of other people who works, I believe, for the New York Times. Go fuck herself.
She works for the New York Times, and go fuck herself just for that.
And yet she is a gossip journalist. So
terrible people.
And spent her entire career canceling other people. Got some mild criticism, is now crying about the idea of cancel culture, but only when it applies to her. How curious. Anyway, check out that video if you're interested. It's about an hour long. I think we'll head off for the night then.
Indeed.
Thank you guys again so much for showing up. And no Tetris tonight. Spoon's too tired.